Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. No, wait, it's Monday Night Toy Ramblings. My name is Lawrence, and I can't wait today because there's everyone else that's going live right now, including people like Geek Dad Life that can't obviously stick to a schedule. They have Sundays locked up, and they feel like they need Mondays. But you know what? It's not going to stop us. We're going to continue to go. We're still going to kick ass like we always do. So thank you to everyone for tuning in right now. I got a lot to talk about. There's some toy news. There's some Haslab stuff to talk. There have been some G.I. Joe leaks. If you like Cobra which you know that I hate, but it's still G.I. Joe. So we're definitely going to talk about it. And hell, you know what? Maybe with Monster Force eventually coming, probably get here about the same time that Cobra does. I guess you have a perfect chance to mix and match that type of crap together. And by crap, I mean stuff I'm going to buy. So anyway, thank you guys all for tuning in right now. There's 22 people watching, so please hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't, because a lot of people watch live. They don't even realize they're not subscribed, but it helps the algorithm more than you guys know. So anyway, I had a great weekend. No injuries. Trying to make it all the way to Joe Fest with no injuries. We're going to lightly knock on wood, because if I knock too loud, someone will hear and start barking and think that there's somebody at the door. And I just don't have time for that right now. So anyway, I forgot to grab the stuff. Oh man, I got a couple new things. Nothing major. When I was at a comic store, one of my toy stores, I actually picked up for like $5 a hit and run. Now I have a hit and run that was recently given to me, but he has at least a broken thumb, maybe a broken crotch. This one is worn pretty much, but doesn't have a broken thumb, doesn't have a broken crotch. Now, if you're in here, I'm not sure who you are because I cannot remember, and I apologize. Somebody had sent me over the little Hot Wheels skateboarder, maybe it was Matchbox. I think it was Hot Wheels skateboarder, and I wrote back and I'm like, yeah, the Steve Caballero one came out a couple years ago, and I looked for it, I couldn't find it. Of course, I'm at Nerd Out, the place that I got the hit and run. I look over, there it is for $6, so I had to get it, and I meant to bring it up here, but of course, I just completely forgot. So no harm, no foul. But those are really, I think the only thing is I got in. I do have a video for Arsenal of Pew Pews that's going to come out probably Wednesday. I spoke to the owner, and we're kind of working together so I can at times showcase a couple of new colors that they may have, or new weapons. So there's 2 new colored weapons that will be coming, that will be live when the video goes live. But unfortunately, he's still out of town. He had a flight delay, so we want to make sure that I'm not sending people over to their Etsy store and they're not there, that it's closed right now because both him and his brother are out of town and they can't be shipping stuff out. So look for that probably Wednesday, as long as all goes nice and smoothly. But anyway, I want to say thank you to Radnom for last Thursday with the friend. We went almost 4 hours, I believe. The longest one yet, I'm pretty sure. And we could have continued to go on. Him and I are, you have those people you can just talk and talk and talk, and he is definitely one of them. We didn't even touch half of the stories that he's told on the Clubhouse and other places like that, but I had so much fun. So if you haven't checked that out, please go check that out, and also follow his his social medias. He is a really good guy. As much as we may go back and forth, I got to give him credit. I wouldn't have him if I didn't. I wouldn't have him on if I didn't like him. And then thank you to Oz. We did the Clubhouse. I pretty much lasted the whole episode, but I had to just kind of tune out. It was late. People continued to talk. I needed to get off there. I just needed to get some sleep. So thank you to Oz once again. And then I want to say thank you to Legend Series, who I know is not here right now because unfortunately he is over on um, Toy Games in JoJo Jerk doing a live right now. So if you're not subscribed to him right now, he is sitting at 492 right now, 493. I want you guys to go over there, give him a subscribe. I had a wonderful time being on the opposite end of the questions. Believe it or not, I don't always like just being the one asking the questions. I do like being able just to sit back and see what comes next because I don't always need to be asking, all the different questions. So anyway, that was my weekend in YouTube for the most part. Let's get to everyone here. We have Mr. Mad Gus, who is here. My weekend birthday binge is over. I'm finally sober. Now I'm coming back to rejoin all my fellow punks in chat. See you on a few pew pew. He can make a little bit more noise. We have Krusty Old Crow here. I just bought a new house, and here I am drooling over Haslabs. There's something very wrong with me, but I'm okay with that. Hey, something wrong with all of us, right? We're adults collecting toys. We have Stanley Eberhardt here. Johnny Reno, GI Bro is in the house. Darth Berkey is here. What's up, punk? We have Jeff Morris. Sadly, everything in my house is broke at the same time and needs fixing, so no money for Joe's for a while. Real life sucks. You are absolutely 100% correct, and I'm so glad for myself that I'm able to fund a lot of that stuff through this YouTube channel, or else I wouldn't be collecting nearly as much stuff as you guys may think. We have Play Bench Games and Collectibles. I can say I don't remember ever seeing you here, at least not commenting, so great to have you here. We have Woody 222 is in the house. We have Action Figs, my first moderator. Ed, drop a link because I was going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to be on their show at 9 p.m. So first off, if you're not subscribed over to Action Figs, I don't understand why you're not, but get over there. We're going to be pushing that all night because that's where I'm going to be tomorrow, so we can talk Joe's. I'm mostly going to be talking about the 6-inch. They're going to have a 12-inch guy, and then they're going to have a 3.75. Now, I'm not going to lie. I am usually the 3.75. I mean, when you're, just about 5'4", you're usually the 3.75 guy, not the 6-inch guy. We have Matthew Matson is here, and if you wait long enough, he will give you his resume that everyone always loves hearing about. We have Carol is in the house well before her brother is here. Same time Toys is here. Oh, I'm sorry. Matthew said he likes to let us know that it was Savage Crucible's live stream that told us we'd get the ankles, and fuck you guys. If you don't know, you need to be watching the Clubhouse. We have Snow Wolf is in the house. Tony's Figs is here. We have David R. Eric Thurman, who is 102 here. 102. Oh, man, it's in the 60s here in Michigan, man. It was in the high 80s and then dropped down to the 60s. That is Michigan for you. Cobweb Collector is here. I was trying to figure out what 102 was when I first saw it kind of roll through here. We have Pop Blender. Where's Pop Blender? There we go. Pop Blender. I'm going to see what I can do about Tuesday. I'm not going to make any promises. Not this Tuesday, obviously, because I'm already going out with Ed. Tuesday before Joe Fest. So much stuff going on. Cobra Commander is here. I like getting everyone in that is possible. We have Shark Eyes, one of the first channel members and one of the first Thursdays with a friend that I did. Lone Dragon is in the house. Followers of Dude Bros that accept money from the viewers. Gross. You are absolutely correct. I will rip all of you off as much as I can because that's the type of person that I am. Bees Battleground is here. Oh, they're live. I'm going over there and staying. We have... Wait a minute. Let's see. You're not a channel member, so I'm calling you Feces Viper. If you become a channel member and I'm able to get a little bit of the creamery from you, then I'll refer you as FC Viper. Till then, you are FEC Viper to me. I laugh at my own jokes because I'm fucking hilarious. We have Ted Darklaw, who is, God, you should be done with work really, really soon. I mean, done with work. We have Derek Holloman here. We have Radnam, who I already mentioned. Great interview. Had so much fun chatting with him. So, all right. And we have Sergeant Reds here. What's up, Larry? Anytime it's nice, I assume that it's D that's here. I always assume that it's just D. We have Wraith Maces in the house, and then of course we have this right now. What can I say?
Welcome to the Creamery.
Wraith Mace gifted 1 Punk membership. Thank you very much. And that membership goes to Woody 222. Awesome. Thank you very much, Wraith. You are absolutely wonderful donating all of those. Mr. Wonderful, again, I will be on with him and Ed. Shoeward Crump is in the house. So you guys know I go through all of these. I realize Oz actually highlights them all and just switches over there and makes it a lot easier. I should probably do that. Anyway, all right, so that is everyone that is watching right now, or I think I hit everyone. If I missed you, I'm not ignoring you. I don't hate you. All right, so more drama in the toy realm. Now, Ninja is feuding with the entire Four Horsemen fans and the 1/12 shooter or 1/6 shooter. I'm not sure what. We got the 3POA guys and Chad still going against Viper Island. I swear every time I see a thumbnail for one of these guys, they have the little crying Viper Island baby. Like, fuck, man. Like, is this shit over yet? I fucking did this 6 months ago against the fucking asshole. But man, oh man, like, God, so much fucking toy drama. It's so much easier just doing toy bullshit. I'm feuding with everyone. I'm a jerk. Okay, then this is definitely John because I've listened to John. Machine Man, how are you doing? First Four Horsemen. That sounds like a losing battle. You know what? I watched the video. I don't really give a shit. He made some very valid points. I'm not sure I agree with all of them, but hey, that's what we're allowed to do. And he did a video, and again, if you listen to the video, even though I don't fully agree with his premise of what he's talking about, I mean, I agree that the articulation is lacking. But I also don't think that you buy Four Horsemen for the articulation. You buy for the sculpts and different things like that. But for people to get as mad as they did, again, I knew it was going to happen. Like, the moment I watched the video, just because we've come accustomed to how people in the keyboard warriors are, how people are, I kind of knew that it was going to happen. I didn't think that the photographer for the Four Horsemen would like jump on him about it, and I don't even know how much he jumped. I just know he made comments about it. But again, I didn't think that what he said was terribly awful. I disagree with it, and I think we're allowed to do that. As for the other guy, I'm just so fucking over that asshole. Like, good fucking Lord, man. Just go away, steal some fucking content, have a great fucking time. But anyway. So maybe I need to start a beef so I can boom and get like 1,000 subscribers, in a month. I can't beef with the one guy because I'm not allowed to say his name. I got to keep my name out his mouth. Not that I want to beef with him, to be honest, but a whole nother story. All right. Quickly, let me grab something really quick here. I'm gonna stop the camera so you guys don't see me. And I am wearing pants. They're shorts and they look weird and all that other good shit that's going on here. All right. So what I did get, and if you saw on my on Instagram a while ago, all these Punk with Toys stickers, 700 of them that I'll be taking to Joe Fest. After that, what is left, I will be ordering more. If you're a channel member, hit me up. at punkwithtoys@gmail.com. I will send some out to you. All right. Just because I appreciate everything that you guys do, the support and everything like that. But I want to have a whole bunch for Joe Fest. That's why I haven't said I'm going to be sending the stuff out or anything like that. Punk Matthew says it was the Savage Crispo streams, and fuck you guys. Sounds like a beef. No, actually, Ed, to be honest, it's Matthew starting a beef with us. Unless that's what you were discussing. It's not a beef with Savage Crucibles. It's Matthew, you and me having a beef with Matthew. Just for reference, of people that weren't watching the clubhouse, we were talking about shit. Matthew was not in, and I said something about Matthew saying Savage Crucibles was sending out ankles, and Ed said some awful things about Matthew that I just can't even repeat. And then all of a sudden, I look in our thread for the mods, and he's like, Savage Crucible said that, and fuck you guys. Actually, it was F you guys. Right? But anyway, shit's funny. At least it makes me laugh, all right? It makes me laugh, I'm going to tell you. All right. So this week, I have KJ, Black Genghis, on Thursday with the friend. If you're not watching KJ, not following KJ, please go over there. Watch it this week and then subscribe after that. Everyone knows who he is. He's been on a toy kind of mood for quite some time. Welcome to the Terradrome. That's kind of like their baby. Him, Tony, I want to say Ryan, Dreadnought Ryan. So, make sure you check that out this Thursday. Also, thank you to Ken from Toy Connections. We recorded our Thursday with the friend that will go out on Yojo Eve because I will be in Atlanta. Better be in Atlanta by that time. Hanging out with Aaron the Toy Enhancer, who I believe has a whole itinerary of stuff for us to do. And Ken will be, I think, on a plane flying in. So good luck to that because that sounds absolutely just painstaking to be flying all the way from that side of Canada A. So sorry, I have not been reading the the chat. So we have a Sherwood Crump here. Hit that like button. Yes, please smash that like button. Like there's no tomorrow. I mean, there is a tomorrow. We'll actually be in tomorrow by the time this stream ends because, well, you know how things go. All right. Is there anyone else that has popped in here? I don't think anyone else has popped in here. My goodness. All right. So I want to say once again, thank you to Legend Series. You know, sometimes these names get really, really confusing. Maybe Elite Legend Series. You try and look up Legend Series, it's kind of like Shark Eyes. There's all kinds of people that think they're legends. But anyway, I know he's not watching right now, but please head over there and give this guy a like and a follow. Let's get him over 500 before he shows up over here right after he gets off the stream with Yojo Jerk. And there is the Toy Enhancer right there. What up, guys? I was just saying how I was just mentioning, if you missed it, how I recorded with Ken from Toy Connections, which will be airing on the Thursday when I should be rolling in, but I'm pretty sure you have a whole itinerary of stuff for us to do. So, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you have all lined up for us to do. I have a feeling within that 12 to 14 hours that I'm there, you're gonna cram as much shit as possible in. But it's all worth it. I think it's going to be so much. I cannot wait for Joe Fest. I wish it was this weekend or next weekend or whatever you want to say. As it gets closer and closer, I'm getting more and more excited. We have JLS Comics in the house. So also for Joe Fest, I picked up these mics. Now, they're not only for this, it's also so my son and I can get back to doing our filming, which we started, but these work with the iPhone. Thank God. There's 2 mics in there. So hopefully the panel that I'm on, I will be able to broadcast it live. I'm not sure how well the sound's going to work. But we will find out really soon. But I'm hoping we can get some interviews. So if you guys have any ideas of what you want to see, anyone you want me to talk to, let me know and maybe I can set some stuff up. I'm not really sure. I'm going to be more focused on just hanging out with guys that I've got to know, because really, for me, it's just a vacation. Here we have Frostbite's G.I. Joe Repro, who's going to be also on my 4th of July show, which will also be a pre-recorded one because he's on the other side of the pond. So he will be my 3rd Australian, I do believe, that I'm going to have on. And I thought, I'm not going to do a live on the 4th of July, so let's pre-record one with someone who does not celebrate the our freedom. All right. And then before we get into it, all the merch, please. I'd love to see as many shirts as possible. If anyone's going to have any at Joe Fest, I just think it would be pretty damn cool to say, hey, you know what? These people, they like me. They really, really, really like me. But Entertainment Earth, Amazon, Hella Dope Toys, please use those codes whenever you're ordering something. It helps support the channel, and it also helps support, well, Hella Dope Toys it helps support. And I did hear back from them, and they said, I actually asked Ted today, I go, hey, how much is it actually used? And he said, yours is used more than anyone's. So I will find out eventually if he's lying to me, because my moderator is also going to be working for him. I think we're both paying him about the same amount. Sucks for Ed. I don't know where he's going to live. We have a G78 here. Will Anal Law be the 4th? No, not that one. Frostbite. What's up, APWT and everyone else? That is from Plastic Skulls. Woo! All right. I'm trying to see if I have anything else to discuss. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff lined up because we're gonna have a lot of Thursdays with a friend. Matthew's gonna be gone next week. Then we have Joe Fest coming, and Joe Fest is just going to be absolutely amazing. So, all right. Let's see. Is there anything else here? 497 for Legend Series. Ed, please post a link to tomorrow's show so everyone can go right now and hit that remind me button or whatever it is. I always forget what it's called. Please hit that. JLS, I watched your, not Shock, what was the video you just dropped? The guy that was supposed to be Shockwave that's no longer Shockwave. I watched that today, and I'm so glad to find out that he was originally supposed to be Shockwave, but he isn't Shockwave because they lost the rights to it, and they changed the name. Again, if you're not watching JLS Comics, if you want to find out bios about characters, that is where you need to go. Such good content. All right, such good content, man. All right. Well, I guess we can get into a little bit first. And we usually start off with the McFarlane toy. So I'm going to start off with this. I got to share this screen here. Let's see here. Present. Doing stuff live is awesome. You guys love it. Window, and we'll do this shit. All right. So, I was all for this. Man, I'm like, dude, you know what? I'm not a McFarlane guy. I getting this thing. It's going to be a 2-pack. I know Sergeant Reds is getting it. And then TNI News had pictures. And then I fucking saw the goddamn face. And I said, I ain't spending money on that shit. Dude, that thing looks like dog shit. And I'm being nice saying that. Like, why couldn't you just give me a regular head? Why did you have to do whatever you did to this thing? Like, look at that. He looks like a fucking zombie. It doesn't even look like fucking Batman. So yeah, I'm just like, boom. Plastic. Where is? I gotta go back and forth here. Everything plastic. Bane looks awesome. I just, oh my god. Yeah, you love that face. Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna paint it anyway. I mean, that's what he does. This just looks awful. Like, I don't even care about the rips. I can deal with the rips, all right, because he's got his ass beat. I don't understand this. Bane looks good. I can't complain about Bane at all. He's giant. He's big, just like when he uses the Venom and what happens, how he grows so much. But holy crap, it looks fucking awful. I did see the Bane. I sent a size comparison. I sent size comparison. Someone did, and I have the Mafex Nightfall Batman in hand. He's great. Yeah. I don't, dude. This is just, that head is so bad, and I'm not gonna buy another Batman to put a head on here, so it doesn't look bad. So I was all for this. I was gonna get it, but he looks like a fucking zombie. He doesn't look like fucking Batman. It looks awful. It looks absolutely horrendous. But if you want it, then get it. And I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just saying I am just not. Yeah, and I gotta say, man, it's just one of those things. The moment I saw it, I went, nope, not buying that. I just cannot, can't do it. Now he's got the soft good capes. Soft good cape. I guess he have multiple capes. But all in all, the Bane looks really good. But Batman is just so bad. So if you are still interested in it, you can get it. Where did I see the Hella Dope Toys? Jeff Morris says, Hella Dope Toys, order placed with your code. It almost paid for the shipping cost. Thanks, Punk. Thank you very much. And I know Ted and Aaron definitely do appreciate it. Ed will appreciate it too when they finally make enough money that they can pay him. Because no one seems to pay him. He's a moderator for Radnom. He doesn't pay him. I pay him the same amount that I pay Matthew. And let's say hi to Allison, who's making an executive decision to make sure to watch this channel. Even if she's still watching the channel that decided that, hey, I don't want to just own Sundays. I also want to own Mondays, but we're not giving up with a fight. Christoph Scuba, what's up, guys? Wow, that Batman looks like shit. It does. I don't know. All right, so let's get to McFarlane toys. That's why I started with that. God, it's just so fucking bad. I was so excited for that because just seeing him broke, I'm like, you know what? I can deal with the ripped, and even the face doesn't look great, but it looks so bad that I'm not spending the $70. And I know Sergeant Reds was getting it in, and sorry, John, Andy. I promise I'll buy something there that isn't awful. All right, but hey, if you want another Batman, if you're like, you know what I need? I need George Clooney as a Batman. I think this one's George Clooney, right? Here you go. Because McFarlane is like, you know what everyone needs? Batman and Robin. You know what I was thinking? I don't need a Batman and Robin. But hey, it does have a soft goods cape. The buck and the figure actually looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I don't think that this is an awful looking figure. But again, does anyone really want this Batman? I know there's going to be someone that's going to say, hey, you know what? I definitely like it. I definitely need it. And you know what? Awesome. You can get it. It's going to be available. As we all know, McFarlane makes everything really available. And this figure looks good. Now, is someone correct me if I'm wrong, is this the Clooney one or the Kilmer one? Because I hated both those movies, so I don't watch them. And let's say hi to, Frank Dumigno. Did I say that right? I hope I said that right. And Thanos Copter. If you're not following Thanos Copter, then what are you doing? I mean that. Like why? Like why you're not? You should be following Thanos Copter because he's gonna. His Instagram is the best. All right. So anyway, the suit looks good. It does look pretty movie accurate from what I can remember. Now the Build-A-Figure is a big bat. If anyone was like, you know what I need in my life, a toy giant bat. Hey, you're the number one person in my community trying to make sure I can hook up with Wood Bunny, or at least that she knows who the hell I am. Because if she ever comes across my name, she's gonna be like, I've seen that name somewhere before. And my buddy's custom. It's Kilmer's second suit from the end of the movie. Okay, well, all right. So it's Kilmer. All right, How did all of a sudden I can't say Val Kilmer? It's Val Kilmer's suit. Again, I hate both of them. So both those movies are just so. I could say so to the end of the show, and it still wouldn't be enough souls for how bad they are. So here's what the box looks like, and you can see the big giant bat head. If you are so interested, go out, get it, have fun with it. Next, we got Robin. Was Robin in both those movies? I swear I don't. Robin was in both movies, right? Anyway, figure looks good. These head sculpts, from what I can see, look really good, but I also thought that Morgan Freeman head sculpt looked really good till I saw it in hand, and I was like, holy shit, dude, that is not the angles they were showing. But from what I can see here, these actually look pretty damn good. Derek says, I need the Bale Batman suit for Batman Begins. They've done that one like numerous times, haven't they? Or someone has, at least. I could be completely wrong. So, yeah. Well, if it's Wood Bunny with an NNY, then it's not the Wood Bunny that we've been talking about. Proper spelling of her name, all right? Just because I can't spell Toy Enhancer properly when I have you on with Thursday as a friend is no reason to spell her name wrong. Tony says, I just don't need movie figures. No go. Yeah, except for Tony's all like, I'm only collecting these figures right now. I'm like, yeah, sure you are. And all of a sudden he's like, look at my collection, and McFarlane is growing. Oh, I love the community. It's so much fun. I can customize these. Great. And all of a sudden Tony's down this rabbit hole of buying all kinds of McFarlane shit. He's becoming more of a completist than he ever thought. But looking at the head sculpt here, I can't think of this dude's name. I think it looks pretty good. Such a bad movie. The Robin suit actually isn't awful. It does have the bat nipples on him. So, I mean, who doesn't love bat nipples? I mean, if you have bat shark repellent, then you can have bat nipples, right? So we got bat nipples here. I wonder if Batgirl will have bat nipples also. That'd be a bold move. Real bold move if Todd did that. 80s Toy Boys here. Sup, gang? Nice to see you here. And then Aaron is just laughing. And I know Aaron's laughing in real life because Aaron may actually laugh at his jokes more than I laugh at my own jokes, which is a lot. And you're going to get one of the one of the arms for the Man Bat. I think it's Man Bat. Maybe it's just, I don't know what it is. All right. But hey, if you want it, you can get it and have fun with it and do whatever you want. We do, we collect because we do weird ass shit. So here's what he comes with. He comes with a pointing finger. Everyone needs a pointing finger. I think every figure should come with a pointing finger. Just because I could do so many pictures with pointing fingers. And I take shitty photos, but hey, pointing fingers, everyone should have, I think. All right. So there's the box for it. You can see the big wing behind him. And then we have Jim Carrey's Riddler. And I gotta say, as crappy as a movie, I mean, you really, especially this time, could not have cast someone better to be the Riddler. Of course, the movie sucked, so his Riddler sucked. But here it is. You want this? You know what? Grievance, I'm going to 100% honest with you. I got so over the middle finger thing because everyone in every picture wants to do a middle finger, and it's just so fucking unoriginal that it just became like, God, I'm so over. Like for a time, every single person in their Facebook profile had to have a middle fucking finger. Like, oh, dude, you're some fucking rebel, dude. You did the fucking middle finger. Anyway, so anyway, this is not true. So, but anyway, you want a Jim Carrey Riddler? There you go. So this is the body for the bat. Someone really should have said, you know what? This just looks completely wrong to put in your Build-A-Figure. Let's add something to it. I don't know. Just let's not put this because this looks very, I don't know, wrong in so many ways. But there you go. What, did he have like a little flying bomb or something? Flying question mark? What is the question mark Kane? These really crappy DC stands. Really, the figures just stand crappy. But then you got the giant vagina. That's what it looks like. It looks like a nasty, nasty ass vagina. All right, that's what it looks like. All right, I'm just gonna fucking say it. But I like this picture because I'm like, it's cool that you can get him in this picture of how he's acting. So I think this is actually pretty cool just to get that stance right there. All right, and then we're gonna get Tommy Jones, Two-Face. Huge fan of this actor. Not a huge fan of this character or anything. Quickly, let's say hi to the Titan who just shows up. Does the bat dead body have nipples too? We're not sure. Todd C. You know what? Now I'm interested to find out. Have nipples. I don't see nipples, but it might be lost in that. Grievance, so you recognize that with JJ, huh? Hey, XXNX, you'll find some of that stuff if you're interested. Just saying. So anyway, Tommy Lee Jones here. I said his name completely wrong, right? I said Tommy Jones. I knew something didn't sound right. I knew that didn't sound right. He was just another Joker the way Tommy Lee did him. Again, I don't remember. I hated the movie so much. It wasn't as bad as the Arnold one. And I love Arnold, but he couldn't even save that movie. He couldn't even have enough good one-liners. I didn't want to walk out of that movie. And they did get a pretty good likeness of Tommy Lee Jones here. I'm not sure how great it is, but it's you know, it's decent. Again, it's so hard to even look at something like this when you think of you know, the Dark Knight and how good those movies ended up being. And again, I know a lot of people don't really care for them. I do like the third one, the Bale series. I know a lot of people don't. I don't have a problem with them changing Bane a little bit, and that way it wasn't absolutely awful. Way better than the other movies did Bane. And there you get the wing. So now you can create the bat, which unfortunately I don't even have a picture of the bat. At least I don't think I do. There he is. All right. But we get this Bane. Lots of Batman. I think we got lots of Batman. I just showed off a few. So. All right. So Titan says Tommy Lee thought he was playing Jack Nicholson, not Two-Face. See, that's very interesting that you say that because I don't remember it, but now it makes me want to go back and watch this. But then I think about how bad they were, and I don't want to, but you're making me want to. Do you need to go outside, buddy? Do you want to say hi to everyone? Say hi. Come on. Say hi. Oh, I love you too, buddy. But I just let you out. Do you want to go out? Go ask the boy. Hey, go knock on the door of the other. There's one other person's house. Go say hi. Hey, let me out. All right, go. Go. I love you. Go.
It's only 30 minutes in. What do you can't take you outside? Why?
It's 45 minutes in.
Okay, well, 45. Come on.
I don't know. You know how he is.
Come on.
And we got lots of Roman here. So you got Roman here. Now, if you're watching on the stream, you can actually see it say Roman, but unfortunately, it doesn't highlight the way it should. I don't want to highlight everyone that says Roman because I love my dog. As annoying as he can be, he's awesome. All right. So Batman, this is Batman the Adventures, which is the animated series. Yes, they have small legs. It's probably the biggest downfall of that whole series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman the Animated Series. But you start to overlook it. All right. Say hi to Skyfall. Poor little poo. There's nothing poor, all right? He went out right before I did the show. He just has to wait a little bit. He could always go over there and ask. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. His friends don't let friends skip leg day. Now, if I was gonna pick up any of the McFarlane and go in on them, it would be for like the animated series and Justice League Unlimited. Again, I used to kind of collect them with my daughter, and I absolutely, I love doing it. Quickly, and Legend series is here. I just want to say we were trying to get you over 500. I'm going to put your link once again. You're sitting at 505 now. Legend series. Here's a link to Legend series. I wanted to say, I know you were on with Yojo Jerk and Toy Games. Go over there, give him a subscribe. I had a great time with the interview that we did. So I just want to take a second, say thank you for having me on. Really, you do a wonderful job interviewing people. And what I said earlier, it's nice being on the other side and having somebody ask me questions rather than me have to go run down, be the host. It's not the worst thing being on the other side. And right now you're sitting at 505 subscribers. I would assume they probably plugged you at the end of theirs. I'm taking all the credit for it because, as we all know, I'm a jerk and I take credit and I take money. You know what? Even though we don't have one, I take all this money from people. So
Welcome to the Creamery.
I just want to say that to everyone. Anyway, back to Bane. But go over and watch that interview. It was a lot of fun, man. Matthew, you are right. I am gross. I am gross. And I promise next week my daughter should be here. And maybe if I get any channel members, I'll have her do live versions of Welcome to the Creamery. God, that sounded so fucking wrong. Anyway, all right. Back to Bane. Bane and his tiny legs. And because their legs are so tiny, their stand that they give them actually is more of a flight stand type because they know the little peg on the bottom of their foot isn't going to work out that well. So he has a bunch of different hands, so he can do whatever he needs to do. But I like these figures, and I collected, like I said, I was collecting them before, more or less collecting them with my daughter, Justice League Unlimited and all that type of stuff. They were just so much fun. I mean, they really were. David Bruce here. Monster Energy drinks. I already tried the build a Radiant figure included in their products. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I want to say hi to David Bruce. Here's the box for it, and I do love the silhouette of Batman, Nightwing, and Robin. So Mr. Madga says, I never liked the cartoon type figures. I think because I like the cartoon and the animated style of everything so much. And again, my daughter was, when I met my ex, her daughter who was 5, she was watching it, and I had already watched it, obviously, just so it was something that we got to bond over. So, um, it has a little bit of, it means something to me. I know you guys didn't realize that I was such a sentimental person, but I am. I have feelings too. I don't. Here we have Catwoman with a little cat. And I know that people love their animals, but of course these are so animated that they just wouldn't work in anything else. Like so many of the animal figures that we're getting, unfortunately. So that sucks. But hey, what can you do? So now I put this in here, and I believe I did this with Batgirl also. Someone, when they were doing the shots, should have said, yeah, don't do that because this looks stupid. All right? Because all you see is this giant clamp around her waist. So don't do this. Don't do this picture. Find another way to stand the figure. Just throw the stand in there. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Where was that at? Oh, man. Nope. Skyfall, a hopeless romantic with toys. That's pretty much what it is. Hopeless is, I mean, it's in there, right? But yeah. So here's the box for her. All these hands. Todd is really getting into making sure there's hands. Lots of hands. Like so many other companies. These ones, I mean, again, I think hands like this are a little bit different with Valaverse. They give you so many hands, and eventually they just become in a pile. You don't even know whose hand is who, and I'm like, I don't need this many fucking hands. But I throw them in this vase, and I have my vase of Vala hands. Nightwing, I love Nightwing. I think this might be the worst looking Nightwing. I haven't even talked to Matthew about it, but I will take Disco Nightwing that we talked about, I believe, last week or maybe the week before that over the way this Nightwing looks. I don't like the skinny little head. I think this looks awful. But hey, you know what? To each your own. What don't like the mullet? I think that adds to it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Like, I don't remember Nightwing looking this fucking bad, but I guess he did. I don't like this. It actually it creeps me out. I actually look at it. It's almost like he's got the tiny legs. He's got this big chest, and he's got these small arms, and then he's got this weird shaped head. I know he's not real, so I'm not hurting his feelings, but man, it looks awful. Let's say hi to Stanley. That's a lot of box for the size figure. You must be talking about that. I actually thought the same thing the first time I saw it. Jeff Moore says, looks like a 3D early PS1 3D model. You know what's funny? Someone pointed out that the Cybertruck looks exactly like a PS1 truck, and I can't unsee it. Speaking of the Cybertruck, I know it's, rambling off. Elon Musk once again said, hey, you know what? I'm going to put something out and prove to you guys that some people will buy any fucking thing. I don't care how great that truck is, how fast it is, how powerful it may be, although it seems like if it hits any type of water and you can't wash it, there's all kinds of issues to it. Why would you produce anything that looks that fucking ugly? And if you have one, I'm sorry. If you really like it, I'm sorry. I used to think that the H2 was just an awful design because it was just so, I don't know, not good looking. That thing looks like a fucking masterpiece. It looks like a fucking Lamborghini Diablo compared to those things. Anyway, Baldy Locks reviews, who I will be on a panel with. One of the people I'll probably want to throw punch him too, to be honest. I may just be laying out people at fucking Joe Fest. I already told Tony, if you see me start giving one, if just so everyone knows, if we're at Joe Fest and I start giving you one word answers and I start not interacting with you, you've probably found a way to piss me off, and I'm annoyed. You annoyed the fuck out of me, and I don't want to talk to you. Just so you guys all know, all right? I don't hide it because I don't want to. So I'll just tell you guys right away. But hey, come up and say hi to me because I like to meet everyone. Anyway, we've looked at this Robin or this Nightwing for long enough. But then you see this, like, he looks like he's got a tiny little like claw for a hand. The Titan says the Cybertruck is ugly, but the flamethrower Elon sold was awesome. All right. Listen, no one gets up from the throat punch. All right, just saying. All you have to do is name something your finishing move, and then no one gets up from it. All right. What the hell is this little thing up here? What's that? I didn't notice what this little piece up here was, but I don't know. He's got his Birdarang, and then I don't know what the other piece is. But if you want this, get it. Have fun. Enjoy it. Heavy Metal Toolbox, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. Have I? Maybe I have. And my days are getting all. Everything just. I've been on so many shows and I've done so much YouTube again. Everything's just jumbling up together. All right, so there's the box. Oops. All right, and then we get to this Joker, who probably has the thickest legs of all the figures, right? Maybe it's just a suit, but the two hyenas are really a nice little touch to it. I think this figure looks really good. You got the classic purple suit, but everything on this, I really do like the way this figure looks. Aaron says, "Lord, please help these action figures stand with such small feet." All right. I will say it right now. If I walk in your house and you have McFarlane figures on a stand, I might give you a pass. All right. If you have any of these on a stand, you instantly get a pass. But again, I don't think they come with stands. They come with that thing. So, and Digital Diarrhea, who's been a member for 5 months. Hi, all. Thank you very much. All channel members, you get, I think, once a month, like a free super chat thing. So please use it. Shows how long you've been a channel member. It's actually a pretty cool little thing. So, all right. So here you have the two hyenas, which I'm surprised he's giving you two of them. By the looks of it, it looks like they're the exact same. But oh well, I'm not going to complain. It doesn't give you anything else except for a few hands. Awesome, but the hyenas are a nice enough touch that I don't think you have to complain that you're not getting anything. And I do believe these things run like $25. So I tell people that I tell people what I tell my wife. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes of everything I got. After that, I'm done. See, I can't do that because I give you guys almost 4 fucking hours on Mondays now. All right. They have stands with arms. They're like hot toy stands. Yeah, that's actually that's probably a better explanation than what I had said. We have Cobweb, who's been a member for 2 months. We have War Chest Full of Toys, who's been a member for 3 months, and then we have Aaron the Toy Enhancer, member for 6 months. I'm in the big time now. All right. All right. So there's what it looks like. Again, if you like this, awesome. I do like the way these figures look, other than the Nightwing, which I've kind of already mentioned. He creeps me out. And then we have this. Now I haven't seen any other pictures. I don't know if any other pictures have showed up. This is Sergeant Rock. Now, it's disappointing that he's on a 6-inch scale. He's in a 7-inch scale. Sergeant Rock was one of those weird. I think there were a couple more than 5 POA, right? They might have been 5 points. They might have had 6. They might have had a waist swivel. I don't remember. And they were this cheap plastic, and like they would kind of break at times, and you kind of just put their arm back in. But they were one of those weird figures that could live in your G.I. Joe world. I know I had them. Had a couple in my G.I. Joe world. I will probably be picking this up. I think looking at this figure, the face sculpt looks really awesome. I hope they give him trigger fingers because I know they probably won't give him guns, which, again, military action figure with no guns, really stupid. But I like this figure. I think everything that I'm looking at looks great. And it really does remind me of the figures that we had in a 7-inch scale. Now, before anyone says, oh, no, he didn't have short sleeves, he had sleeves. I don't care. I'm just saying in general the way that he looks. So, Derek Holloman says, an army man with no guns. Well, that's a DC thing. Johnny Reno, I love Sergeant Rock. Where's his Thompson? Well, I think he has that in one of his weapons arsenal things. Sergeant looks badass. Yes, he does. That's right, brother. Let's show our age. Most people who like the hell out of Abbott Costello. Okay. But yeah, I really like the way this figure is looking right now. Knees, hips, shoulders, next articulation of the Sergeant Rock figures. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. He had knees that bent also. Hips. That's what I thought. Shoulders. No, hips. He didn't have a waist. Okay, that's what he had knees. So a little bit more. Still more than a reaction figure. You know what? I didn't even notice because I just saw this. But yeah, it looks like he has no ab articulation. But he doesn't have a gun, so it doesn't matter. He doesn't have a gun, so it doesn't matter if he doesn't have ab articulation. Maybe he just filled it up with plates. So if he gets shot without a gun, he's good. Oh man, like you say, the face sculpt is the shit. Okay, I thought you were saying it was shit. So I was gonna say, like, are we looking at the same face sculpt? Because I think this thing looks really good. I'm really impressed with this. I don't remember much of the line. I remember the bad guys just being like black suited figures. I know Ed knows way more than I do about it. We actually were talking about it not too long ago. I want to say at one of the clubhouses, but I am excited. Like I'm truly excited to see this figure in person. Hopefully, I won't be disappointed. Like I saw that awful Batman that we just talked about. So, well, here's the whole thing about that, Aaron, is that because it's a 6-inch scale, you have to watch some of the guns because they won't scale properly. So on one of the 7-inch figures, the original Valiverse AK-47 looks awesome because it's way out of scale. Contrary to what people will try and tell you about Valiverse stuff, it's way out of scale. It's way too big. So something like that, but I don't want him with an AK-47. The Tommy gun that's in that, like in one of his later sets won't fit because it's really scaled for 6-inch figures. So the problem is, guns are just such a fucking pain in the ass. This is what people bitched about him doing 7-inch scale with, all of, the DC multiverse, because people want him to, fit with, the 6-inch, Marvel Legends and everything. Hold on. I gotta stop this really quick here. I gotta move his. Yeah, you want to be behind me, buddy? No, you want to go out? Go out. There you go. I don't know why he's acting like this. But, yeah, you know Roman. All right. Bring me back on here. All right. Yeah, he does need an M16 or a Tommy gun. I forget what. I don't even remember what they had. I remember the bad guys had that weird submachine gun. So, all right. Ghostbusters. Now, I said I won't talk. I'm not going to talk Ghostbusters. I'm not a Ghostbuster fan. But these are O-rings. And I do think they look really good. And I probably will order a set, to be 100% honest. I got to say, Hasbro, though, this pisses me off. Like, let's just talk about it. We've talked about this before, but you know what, Hasbro? Let's talk about this fucking price shit. So you gave us 2 G.I. Joes that you own the rights to. Just remakes of them. Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. Cobra Officer and Cobra Trooper. Duke and Cobra Commander. You charged us $45. Originally it was 40. Originally it was 42. Then it went up to 44. Don't think we didn't notice. We did. Then you pay for a licensing for Ghostbusters, and I'm sure it's not a licensing anything near Star Wars and Marvel, but you're still paying a licensing fee. You do the 4 Ghostbusters, and I understand 3 of them have the exact same buck, from what I can tell. Venkman is the only one with different legs. Matter of fact, his legs look a lot like some of the Valaverse figures. So if you want to do Valaverse 4-inch or 3.75 figures, here's a good buck you can use, and you're going to charge $45. Now it's like, it's not bad enough that you overcharged us, and that was before, right? That was a couple years ago, and as we know, things go up in price. But you're going to give 4. But it's just still kicking the balls to everyone, because there are still Joe collectors that want O-ring. I've been the one that says, hey, you know what? Hasbro is about making millions, not thousands, right? And I think that we see that. I think there's only so many O-ring collectors. Yes, there's a lot of people that are still collecting them, a lot of people picking them up, but I think it's the same people backing these Kickstarters, right? Hopefully I'll be wrong. But unfortunately, Hasbro doesn't even use their own mold. They're going to allow Super 7 to do it. Now, no risk for them, right? Oh, hey, you want to pay us so you can make figures? Go for it. But I think that there is a space for it. They don't have to be Haslabs. As much as people have already kind of brought up the Haslab, and hey, how do we know it's not an O-ring? Because it's not a fucking O-ring. Not Rachel says, I look at those uniforms and I see Retaliation lift ticket. Yeah, like, I think you can do a lot of different things with these. I do think they look really good. What's the best scale to collect? Whatever you like. I mean, I think that's such an awful argument. Debate, shall I say? Argument, debate. It's what you like. Don't get me wrong. I love having a whole room of O-ring figures in my original G.I. Joe stuff. But for me, I would pick 6-inch right now over anything, because you get more detail for the price. You get better articulation. You can move the figures better. Unfortunately, if you do want to do bases, if you want to have a USS flag, you're not going to get it in that scale. You're also not going to get a Night Raven in that scale either, okay? Before people start saying maybe that's the Haslab, it's not a fucking Night Raven. Just boom, end that story, or end that fucking rumor. But anyway, so I think these figures look really good, and they did a great job of making them walk. Anyone that knows that's kind of posed O-ring figures know that it's not the easiest thing to make them look like they're walking. All right, much easier with a 6-inch figure. Here is the Ecto one, and I can't believe we were talking about this on the Ozhole show, the Clubhouse, that you can't fit all the figures in the Ecto one. And here, when you're looking at it, you can barely fit 2 of them in it. Now, how do you fuck that up? I mean, Hasbro, you've been making O-ring vehicles forever, and you completely fucked it up. Hey Tony, good job. Like, how far are you behind on the fucking show, dude? I said that like a half hour ago. Hey, look, he's at 505. But thank you, Tony. Congratulations to Legend Series and Tony for finally noticing. Anyway, let's see what Heavy Metal said. Yeah, the 6-inch are the best right now figures, but 1/18 is better for vehicles and accessories, in my opinion. Yes and no. I mean, you can get more just because of size, but I'll tell you what, is the Mauler that much smaller than the classified Vamp? Not really. I don't even know if it is smaller. Now, don't get me wrong. If you wanted to do a Mauler in 6-inch scale, you would be pressing it. That thing would be pretty large. But when you say that it's better for it, when you look at the original Vamp and then you look at the classified Vamp and you see the amount of detail to it, I don't know, man, if it's actually better, because I like having that detail. But there's different types of photography if that's what you're going to do, and there's obviously different types of collectors. Some collectors will say that 6-inch scale isn't world building, although Barbie's been world building at a 12-inch scale for eternity, since the beginning of time. So again, I think that's a bunch of bullshit saying that world building can't be done at the 6-inch scale. We're seeing it anyway. Okay. Tony's Fake says, you guys are too fucking fast for me. Step away and get punked. Hey, there was someone on Saturday that was like a half hour behind, and like we're reading the fucking comments, and he's like, he must be way behind us. And so future Allison sent him a text, or sent him a message, because he would see it pop up. Matthew also had to watch it on double speed, I believe, to catch up to us. Oh man. Matthew, are you that far behind too? I saw the bat. Matthew just sent me a picture of the bat. I just totally forgot. So I like this little detail for the Ecto 1. But I think it sucks that the Ecto 1 isn't. It can't hold figures. Like I just don't get it. This is cool though. You have the gurney that they have all their what do they call it? Plasma? I don't know, whatever they are. Go ask Geek Dead Life. They did go Ghostbusters. They'll tell you what that is. The proton pack. That's it. Frank says some people love smaller scale. I don't anymore, but that's exactly it. And again, I have a whole fucking room. That's why I get when someone says, "Oh, you're just a 6-inch guy." Like, I have a whole fucking room that is fucking the aircraft carrier. Like, everything is based around the fucking aircraft carrier. I mean, don't give me bullshit that that I only collect that. I just bought fucking Hit and Run. It's one of those weird things. And again, it goes back to like people that are fighting over like figures, like because they like something that someone else doesn't like. It doesn't make any sense. But here you are, it's like people are fighting over scale. Like, who the fuck cares, man? Like, how are we not? I don't know. I ain't gonna get into it. So here's the figures. I think these look really good. I really do. I think the face sculpts at this scale, especially for Venkman and the dead dude, and then I don't think Winston is all that. I don't think it's a bad face sculpt. It just doesn't look like Winston. I think that's his name, right? But all the other guys look pretty dead on. And You Are a Clown says, "Hey everyone, Legend Series says thank you guys. I'm truly humbled, but today was awesome. Hey, you know what? You deserve it. I told you when you had me on. We chatted before and after. Um, Honestly, you do a wonderful job with your interviews. You have a voice that is just blessed for radio and any type of commentating. Something that I definitely do not have. I just have the gift of gab. You do a really good job. I feel like you follow the same philosophy that I do. That the best interview is a conversation, and that's something that I've gotten from Jim Rome and Dan Patrick, and I'm sure other people have said the same thing. Those are the best interviews, and um, like I had said before, it's gonna be, you're gonna end up with a stinker. I haven't yet. All right, I've been lucky. I've had a couple. Well, I've had one that was, like it was harder than the other ones. I felt like I was, you have to lead, but that's what you're doing, as a host. But there's eventually going to be that stinker where you just want it to be over. You don't fucking, they don't want to be there, or they don't know how to communicate. It's gonna happen. I don't think we'll have it nearly as much as like sportscasters have it, where people are doing stuff because they're trying to promote something. You know, those are the hard ones. When people are trying to promote things, they don't really want to be there. They don't know how to communicate, and it's just Chaz, you're absolutely correct. I have a face for radio. There is no fucking doubt about that. See, I'm going to disagree with you. I think Jim Rome is way better, and this is why I say that. Dan Patrick wants to be a movie star. And I've said this for a long time. He wants to be a movie star. All right. He is practically doing the same thing as some other YouTubers do to other YouTubers because they want to be on their level or something, right? They're fucking their little cucks and shit. He does the same thing. And I think he's really good, but um it's crazy. I think he does a good job, but he wants to be a movie star so bad. And his ego is, he tries to act like he doesn't have an ego, but he's got a fucking huge ass ego. Okay, I'm not going to talk anymore about sportscasters. Where's Jim Rome now? He's on the X. That's where his show is streaming now. But he's still on radio, all the radio stations and everything. Hugo, I'm not going to pronounce your last name. Wish the set came with a cigarette that sticks to Ray's mouth vertically. You know what? Because this is Hasbro, they never would. But, dude, you're absolutely dead on. That is something they definitely should have. Yeah, liar. You got it from Colin Cowherd. That guy is so awful. Yeah, dude, he's still like the number one guy. He's still like the number one sports guy. Yeah. No, you know what? Tony said he never hear him anymore. They took him off radio once he went on X here. I think the X is gonna hurt him because if you're on X, people automatically assume your political affiliation, even though it has nothing to do with what he's doing. Just my personal opinion. Pop says, I think Dan asks questions and then lets the guests talk and tell their stories. I agree. He went through classes at ESPN for it. The Sunday conversations they did back in the day were iconic. No, and again, I think he does a wonderful job. But you also hear him, I don't know. I get the feeling, I feel like he's a lot of times kissing up to these guys. He's trying to get them to say, hey, put me in a movie. Like, I don't know. It's just a little over for me where you can tell he wants to be a movie star, even though he'll never admit it. But I think he does a wonderful job, or I wouldn't mention his name as much as I do. Because I've really grown to enjoy him. I actually think his crew is really what makes him, to be 100% honest. I don't think he'd do as well alone. All right. Hey, I forgot to put Star Wars at the beginning of this. All right. Star Wars. We got some more Mando figures, and oddly enough, these figures are $25, and the 2-pack is $44 or $45, which I don't understand because what happened to that licensing fee? Like, did Hasbro just do it wrong, or did they finally say, well, we have this mold so many times that we can actually bring down the cost? But either way, I think that these are actually some pretty damn good looking figures. I do like the discolorment here on the chest piece and everything. I think it gives it something a little bit something different. Not Rachel says, does he have chaps? I think he does. I think he does. And Con Huzos, right? Con Huzos. Sup, chat? Nice to see you here. But I actually think these figures look pretty damn good. Because these are fucking repaints. Yeah, but Chaz, that's never stopped them from bringing down the price. All right, this is Hasbro we're talking about. And don't get mad. You're gonna buy them, Chaz. I've seen the stuff you buy. I'm trying to figure out Marauder Mando. I'm trying to figure out what Aaron is saying. Congrats to. Yeah, Darth Berkey says, "Shh! Don't let Hasbro hear you about the price." That's why I'm always scared to talk about the G.I. Joe Haslabs. I'm always like, no, I don't want them to be like, oh, they like that price, but they're willing to pay a little bit more. Like scares the shit out of me. But I like these colors, and maybe because I like blue, and I just think they do really work. But it's hard to not see these as. I don't think these are chaps, but man, do they look like chaps now. Say hi to Master Versal Toy Hunter, and say hi to Brooke something. Anyway, so here we go. You get the nice little jetpack. I hate this little pistol that they have. I don't know. I don't know, not Rachel. These definitely do seem like chaps. I can't unsee it now. All right, I can't unsee it. God damn it, they're assless chaps. Oh my god, dude, this is. And he can fly with his assless chaps. Let's be honest. You ever try and fly with chaps and don't have assless ones? They all get in the way and everything. They get burnt from the rockets. John Morris says the same thing. God damn you guys. Oh man. Everything plastic, breezy. Oh my gosh. You guys are killing me. All right. So here is the 2-pack, and I believe this is a female, which is definitely a repaint. But again, I like the color on. I really think that these look really, really nice. And again, it's just I'm not a Star Wars collector, and I'll pick something up here and there. Mandalorian, I mean, it would be awesome to have just a huge Mandalorian collection because, say what you want. I mean, everyone loved the way Boba Fett looked when we were kids. So to have a whole army of them and know they're not just like mindless stormtroopers, it makes it, awesome. Stanley, please don't do that. Like, oh man, please don't do that. Don't do that, man. Like, I hate, I never want anyone to be in my chat asking people to come over. It's a bad look, man. So please, I mean, thank you, but like, please don't do that, man. not a fan of that, man. I wouldn't want anyone coming in here, saying, "Hey, come over here, come over here." Just I think it's a bad look. So I hope you really didn't do that, and if you did, not too bad. But man, thanks. I love the support, but yeah. But yeah, I actually like the gun, whatever the gun is. Brick says total Kenner Boba Fett color homage in the holiday special cartoon. Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, you're right. It definitely does. God, man, I love, dude. That 80s Boba Fett was such a good figure. Him and his little straight hand. Him and his straight hand. Yeah, just awesome. But yeah, this thing again, I think it looks really good. And now you have this. Now again, I don't understand why that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this color. I like the helmet because it's blue, but but hey, if you want these, $45, again, not a bad price for the 2-pack, especially for Star Wars figures. You never seem to get that. But all the same guns. So it looks like you get some pretty decent articulation. I don't want to get into articulation on figures. Okay, so here's the 2-pack of it. Yeah, this one looks really weird. Like the male looks really weird. Like those colors don't really work well together. So get your paint out and do whatever you want, considering you can do whatever it is that you want for these Mandalorians these days. But here you go. And I know this backpack, looking at the upper back, and actually, I think one of those is that original Boba Fett backpack. I know that I have it. So, Marvel Legends. Now, there's let's take a look at this really quick. Gonna switch this over. And this has popped up that this thing is going to be coming out. So, Marvel Legends Werewolf by Night. I know I've seen some other pictures. They've shown just different angles. This thing looks really, really good. The Werewolf by Night, was it a miniseries or was it a movie? I think it was a movie, but I can't remember what it was. It was pretty interesting, different, definitely for a Marvel show. But this figure looks really good. I gotta say, I think Marvel Legends has really been doing a pretty kick-ass job lately. I don't collect them, but we've been talking about it on a lot of different streams that, they seem to be really mailing it in for quite some time. But I gotta say, in the last, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 months, they've really been doing a really good job with their paint, their sculpts, and their figures, at least in my opinion. I mean, someone may be disagree completely. I have no idea, to be 100% honest. I just saw it pop up, and I thought it looked awesome. And I know I've seen the Swamp thing right there. But yeah, so again, I think this looks really good. If it's something you're interested in, jump over, grab it when it comes up. I'm not even sure when it comes up, but when it does, I will definitely throw it up on my community tab so you guys can know where to get it. All right. But we did have the Scar go up. Now, I could not find the Scar on Amazon. It's on Entertainment Earth, and they're on BBTS. But I could not find this thing at all on Amazon. So I don't know. Your Clown says it is a different head sculpt. Okay. Oh, yeah, you guys are talking. Yeah. Werewolf by Night was not a series. Wait. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was like a short series or if it was a movie special. and it was all in black and white, right? Or was it black and white with? I think it was all in black and white. Get off. Sorry. And Frankie Riviera says, "Love this, can't wait." I think the Scar looks awesome, and like I said, I'm not a Marvel Legends guy, but I do think that this thing looks really good. I hate the fact that you've never seen any backgrounds, for the most part, with Star Wars or Marvel. And I know we've discussed this, and I believe, according to what Dreadnought Ryan has said, if they use like the backgrounds that they use for classified, pretty much Disney fucking owns it. So rather than have any type of issues with them saying, no, you can't use that background, and that's not right, they just put it on a whiter background, except when they're doing like Haslabs and stuff. So but yeah, this is a good hulking figure. Okay, I'm getting the hiccups. This shot is really cool. Him just kind of pulling that thing out from behind him. All right, so Derek, see, this is what I was trying. Yeah, it was black and white with just red showing, and released a color version last. Oh yeah, that's right. They did do that. But yeah, I thought that there was like red in it. So, I thought that there was like red in it, dude. So that's actually really cool, because I just couldn't remember if they had red in it. Oh, come on. All right. And Frank says he can't wait for the Scar. Yeah, dude. Like I said, I think it looks good. He can hold it. It looks like he can hold it with two hands, for the most part. There's one hand. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good shot. I think if you buy this, it's gonna be hard not to do a shot like this. But yeah, two different head sculpts, two different hands, and a sword and a giant knife. So, and let's see here. It was a 55-minute show on Disney Plus. I thought it had an episode, but it didn't. But definitely wasn't a movie at 55-minute runtime. Yeah, it wasn't very long, was it? No, it wasn't. Either way, I think we talked enough about that. But here it is in the package. I actually like the way like this and that Werewolf by Knife. I kind of like when the figure is that big that it takes up so much of the package. It doesn't look like it's crammed into to me. It looks more like the figure's just so big that it's taking up so much of it. So I really like the way this looks. This is my personal opinion. I know maybe not everyone does. And either way, anything I buy, it's pretty much coming out of the package. And there's the back of it. Though you really shouldn't give him an axe in the back picture and then not give him an axe for the toy. All right, Neca here. Now, we just got a Predator very similar to this, or at least in the same type of plastic, but they wanted to throw it in there. Well, we all do. But another Predator, and I actually think this one is pretty sweet looking. I'm not gonna lie. This thing is pretty sweet looking. All right. But I'm not sure if everyone. I know people love the Predators, but having one that was just like this. Now, was there something in the movie? I only watched Prey once, so was there one part where he's like halfway camouflaged and then kind of switching over? So, but they do give him different accessories than the last one that we saw. I'm not sure if it's a different sculpt. I don't do that much research going back to see what. But he's got his sweet ass claws. You can see his bone mask that he has. Oh, okay. Yes, when he fought the bear. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Ed. Thank you very much. I need to go watch. I really did like that movie. I thought that was looking back, trying to think, I mean, to me, that's like the second best Predator. But I'd have to watch it again. There were some other Predators that were entertaining, but I'm not sure if I would say any of them were good after the first one. I know a lot of people like the second one. I wasn't a big fan of Danny Glover as a Predator, someone who fought the Predator. So, but everything that you're gonna get, I think in NECA, I still think NECA gives some of the best accessories out. So there he has an axe that he's using. There's the box for it. So, and then here's everything that he does come with. And he does come with a good amount of stuff. Again, they do so much cool stuff. Again, I love the NECA accessories. They need to just release like accessory packs. Rednam says, I wonder how much they save on painting and paint apps for this. Or does it cost them more? Because you got the blood stain up here. You got the blood stain around his nether region. All right. So quickly, I have to run to the little boys' room. So Mossman has something to tell you guys.
Oh, hey guys. So Lawrence, he had to step away for a little bit. He's got a case of the grumble dust. So he asked me to kind of watch over a stream. He put me in charge of y'all. He said to me, oh, Mossman, I have a case of the grumble dust, and I need you to watch myself for a little bit so nobody leaves and finds out that there's more interesting things to watch on YouTube. And also, I hate Ohio. So I was like, oh, dang, so now I have to come up with a topic for my very own show. And I was like, oh, what about talking about your favorite toy stores? So my favorite toy store is HelloDopeToys.com. So they used to have this really bad website. It used to look real scammy. Like if I gave them money, they were going to go spend it on like blow and hookers. But now their website is really nice. And like I can just go in and do like 1-2 click. And then my order's placed. And they ship super fast, guys. They ship everything in 1 business day. So like I get all my toys first. So when I'm out there on the playground and all my friends are like, oh, dang, Mossman, where'd you get that action figure? I still have to wait 17 months for mine. And I'm just like, well, I went to HelloDopeToys.com and I just pushed the buttons and then they shipped it out to me. And the packaging is so nice, guys. Like, I opened up the box and I thought, oh, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this kind of packaging. It's so nice. But then my trash can gets full because of all the packing stuff. And I was just like, oh, dang, I just changed the trash. But now I gotta change the trash again. Oh, you're right, Matthew Matson. You can use the code APWT at HelloDopeToys.com and save 10% on your order. So how that works is, so you're gonna save 10%, and then a Punk with Toys, he has to pay that 10% that y'all saved. So if you don't like Lawrence, you can just go to HelloDopeToys.com and just buy a bunch of stuff and rack up his bill. So then like at the end of the month, they're like, Hello Dope Toys is like, oh, Lawrence, you owe us $1 million because of all the 10% codes that everybody used. And yeah, that's how that works. Okay, guys, so it looks like it's time for me to go now. So make sure you go to HelloDopeToys.com and like and subscribe. And then in the comments, put what your favorite toy store is. But if it's not HelloDopeToys.com, I'm probably just going to delete it, okay? So, all right, guys, bye!
All right. Just so you guys know, I mentioned that I did my Thursday with a friend for the the Joe Fest Eve with Ken. He had never seen the full video or really knew what people were talking about, which means Ken doesn't watch the show that much. He probably doesn't like me. And Death Ray, which I don't remember ever seeing you here, so thank you for being here. Sometimes I take a step back and just appreciate how good NECA figures look. I'm going to be 100% honest. Sometimes it's all you can do because they look so good, but they all don't articulate well. So sometimes that's all you can do when it comes to NECA figures. Is just kind of sit back and go, damn, that is a good buck. Damn, that sculpt is good. Ugh, that articulation. All right, Fresh Monkey Fiction. Again, nothing new. Although my moderator, Ed, said that this is a prequel to Monster Force, and that's the reason why you see the werewolves and everything. And I don't know where he got it from, but he had it was like a little story that explained what this is. Now, we already discussed this, that this is definitely, they're making their own lore with these figures that clearly can be used as the Palatoy action figures if you want to add them to your G.I. Joe. The same with Monster Force and everything that they're doing there. So just understand these clearly can be done as your Action Force figures from Palatoy as 6-inch ones. You swap their heads around, but you also can use them for your Monster Force. And what Not Rachel says here, oh man, those fresh monkey figures look amazing. I am so with you. And I actually think that these figures look better than the Monster Force ones. Now, again, these are just the renders that they have. Hopefully they come out looking this good. Lauren sees a Thursday night with a friend with Mossman as a guest. I don't know how long I could do. I don't know how long Mossman could do it. But it's something I might give a try. But yeah, these things look really, really good. I am so excited, and I have I don't really care about I don't care anything about the Palatoy Action Force. It has no lore to me. It has no meaning to me because I didn't grow up with it, and so. But these things just look awesome. I mean, the face sculpts look amazing. I think the one with the balaclava head or just a regular ski mask, whatever you want to call it, I think that face sculpt, from what we're seeing here, looks amazing. All right. And I'm glad they didn't give it a white face and a black face, because that would be copying off other people, because no one's ever done that before. And let's say hi to a 3-star draw and Bobby Wold. I had an Action Force comic I found once in the Baron Ironblood and the Jacko are some good characters, and Jacko is kind of the precursor to Destro. And hi to Liquid Identity, who I'm still trying to figure out if you like me or you don't like me, because that was some pretty passive aggressive comment that you left about my Haslab video about whether or not I'm just trolling to be funny or I have that big of an ego. But either way, I think it's ego. I have a giant, huge ego. But anyway, that's the only reason why I put this in there. I just want to kind of discuss that, because Ed had kind of thrown that in there. But these things, again, end of 2025 earliest is what we're going to be getting in. All right. That ends those slides. So before we get into the topic, we're going to talk about some G.I. Joe stuff. No, it's good. I just didn't understand it. I honestly, I really didn't understand it because, yeah, I don't know. I didn't. A win is a win. That's what I'll tell you. All right, so there's still a lot of G.I. Joe news. I know we went over it last week when we had the leaks that came out, and not everything came out. We didn't see either one of the 60th anniversary figures. I don't know if there was anything else that we didn't see. You know what we didn't get? We didn't get a hooded Cobra Commander. Oh, shocker. But man, there were a lot of people throwing up that, throwing it up, saying, oh, we might be getting a hooded Cobra Commander. God, no one wants to believe it. Nobody wants to believe what's been told to them. Anyway, I'm not saying, for the record, I am not saying that we'll never get a hooded Cobra Commander, but they are not allowed to make one. All right. Let's talk what was revealed last week. Some Easter eggs. But before we do, we got this. I forgot to do this in. So, this is what people have been waiting for. They've been talking about this. This thing is 16.5 inches long. I told you that even this as a mid-size vehicle is not small. And so this is scaled from, it's a model company. They mostly do Transformers. I don't remember who it is. Someone probably says down here. This is how it looks like it's going to come. So it's going to be pieced together. You're going to put it together. I do think it looks good. It looks like it has lights on it. Obviously the decals, the stickers, but anyway, I just kind of wanted to show it. It's like 16.5 inches long, which I do believe puts it right on par with my 3D printed one. And I've mentioned before, it's very large. People don't want to believe that mid-sized vehicles are still very, very, very big. Anyway, all right. So this came out shortly before we went live, and that is the Nemesis Immortal leaks or Nemesis Enforcer by Weibo. I don't know. Same person that linked other things before. Fans Hobby. Thank you very much, Liquid. Yeah, fans. There was more, but I get so many slides. I did have where it showed you the size of it. I think it looks really good. From what I understand, they make really good Transformers, like third-party Transformer stuff. But I just have a feeling that they're going to be. Coming out with one eventually. Even though I said it's large, I think that they're going to be coming out with one. All right. Robert Stribben. There you go, Gridiron. Make a case for Cobra Commander Hood and other stuff for him. There's so many people that do that. That you can get. I mean, you can get it from so many other people that would probably be cheaper than Gridiron. With that said, I'm kind of surprised Gridiron hasn't done one, because they could easily do one that would fit each of the Cobra Commanders in their color. For me, one of the biggest issues with the Hooded Cobra Commander is he wears the really, really dark blue. He doesn't wear the light blue. So there is the Rico Cobra Commander that is a darker blue. I think that was trying to appease people. But anyway, back to Nemesis Immortal. So here we got, we got his 6-pack, it looks like. He's got his 2 heads there. Up here, what we're kind of looking at is the butterfly joints for him. You can tell it looks like he's not going to have an ab crunch, that he's going to have the, what is that called? I forget what it's called. I always call it the belly dancer. But it seems like the bigger bucks, they try and do that. It looks like they're trying to make it. I know someone's going to say gung ho and roadblock, but it seems like the bigger bucks are doing now. We can see the legs, and it looks like something is going to snap on to the side of the knees. Because I took a little time looking at the side here, and it looks like something's going to snap on to the side of the knees. Now, one thing that they discussed was, I heard the Full Force talking about it. They talked about it on Saturday. They were also talking about it before we went live. today. And this was something that was kind of missed, I believe. I didn't hear anyone talk about it, myself included, that they based the Nemesis Immortal in the comic book off the classified figure. And I think one thing that I didn't hear anyone talk about, like I said, myself included, was in the stream, the Transformers guy had mentioned how, yeah, well, the classified, has the Energon universe that it's doing figures off of. It's kind of like, it was kind of a little blurb that got brought in that nobody else had talked about. So they pretty much confirmed in that. And if you listen back, you should hear it. It's just like one quick little sentence. And it wasn't trying to hint at anything. I think he just kind of mentioned it. And that's what a lot of people had been saying. But for some odd reason, the G.I. Joe team will not just say, hey, yeah, this is what we're doing. Weebo. Yeah. Whatever his name is. I don't give a shit. Okay, whatever. It's just, okay, I don't give a shit. It's all over the place. That's all I know. It was sent to me by Baldy, right? So Baldy leaked it. How about that? But on the back, we're going to have this piece. Now, quickly, here's what Nemesis Enforcer looked like. Now, this is from 3D Joe's. Sorry, Brick. I'm not trying to be a dick. Whatever Weebo is, I don't care. Whatever Weebo is, all right. Yeah, I got it from Viper Island. You are absolutely correct. Got it from Viper Island. So I kind of threw this in here. I don't see any correlation yet with anything that we have going, so. But then you got this, and you can tell these tentacles here, they have the 3 little dots, which is used for air. I'm assuming, I think it's air. So it's going to have a wire. So it's going to be a Bendum. So awesome. We got Bendum G.I. Joes now, just like the Star Wars Bendums that everyone absolutely loved. So this is what it looked like with the O-ring. So it is something that was there. Now, unfortunately, we haven't seen anything to do with the wings. But if you look at the comic, and I know the Full Force has shown it numerous times, that's what a lot of people think the wings are going to look like, because they said that's what it's based off of. Now, I'm not reading the comic, so I can't I can't comment on it other than what I've seen. But I've seen a lot of the comic art where you can see that they're using classified designs. So I think it'd be awesome if they said, hey, yeah, classified universe is this Energon universe in the comics. I don't know why it is so hard for Hasbro to allow G.I. Joe to say, hey, this is what we're doing. Retro is going to be based off a real American hero. Here's the book. Larry Hama is still doing it. And now Classified, it's taken us a little while to figure out how we're going to do it. But this is the media that we have going with it. It's not that difficult. I mean, and that goes to everyone at Hasbro. That goes to everyone on the G.I. Joe team. Just, you can just tell us. I swear they keep so much shit just fucking like hidden for some goddamn reason, and I don't know why. Anyway. Whew. Okay. Dre of the Collector Safe Space. Nice to see you here. Nice meeting you this weekend. All right. So that is what was dropped earlier today. All right. Now on to a couple of the name-only reveals. Not the name-only reveals. The digital reveals. And we have Saw Viper. Now, I can hear other collectors, other military people. Machine guns don't have little chainsaws on them. Okay. They also Military also doesn't have people running around in purple outfits with neon faceplate. Just saying. I can't say I'm a fan of this gun because I feel like, and we actually talked about this on Saturday, it almost looks like they designed a saw, but they made it so it's kind of going to be held down like a minigun. I love the idea of having a little chainsaw. I'm assuming that chainsaw is going to pop off. On the side here, if you don't really notice, that is the chute for all the for the machine gun that's going to go into the backpack. I know that there's another company that's also doing it, and he feels like he invented it. Although I've seen Gridiron be doing it for quite some time, but that's a whole other story. Frostbite says Saw Viper has an outfit on him that looks like something that Tripwire would wear. Yeah, people have also pointed that out too. But again, this guy is supposed to be right out there just taking fire, right? Let's be honest. I don't really think that Cobra cares too much, although they did put seat belts in all their vehicles. Hurricane Live says gun is garbage. See, I won't say that until I actually see it. I will say that on initial look of it, I'm not a fan of it. I really wanted a saw. It is a Saw Viper. Although I think it's actually kind of cool to put a saw on it. But I like something that you're going to hold up. Now, with all that said, you kind of got to give him credit because if this thing is as bulky as it looks, and what I mean by is the whole plate carrier is bulky, rather than trying to get it so they can aim a machine gun up on their shoulder, they're actually holding it down and they're using it like the minigun. But initial reaction, looking at it, I kind of agree with you. But yeah. You're gonna have the backpack, you're gonna have the chute here. So, but anyway. And we get Dial Tone, who Tony is convinced looks just like him. That's Tony's Figs. I don't really see it, but hey, to each their own. I love Dial Tone. They're giving you the backpack, so you can already see that a retro is already, in the works. Now, clearly, when you see the radar gun, that means we're getting Psych Out. Because they got to reuse stuff, and we're going to get that stupid Psych Out. It is kind of cool that you have it. Why not, right? That's what he is. Quickly, let's hit the... got to find everything here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Woody 222, going to bed soon. Finally, the good stuff. Gimme classified. I am with you 100% and just for Woody. And Matthew says Dalton has hair. I don't see it either. I'm with you. I think the figure looks really good. Maybe that's why I don't think it looks anything like Tony's Figs. I am not. Travis said that shit. Daredevil Dave going back. Saw Viper looks like a demolition technician. He's not. He's a straight up killer. Kind of love the chainsaw bayonet. I do too. Like, I love that. I just don't like that it looks like it's dropped down. But again, the figure may come out. We see it. That's why I didn't want to jump on what I thought all those figures the first day on last Monday before we saw them outside of the box, because it doesn't give you a good idea. But anyway, it does come with a cell phone, which, let's be honest, it's going to be akin to what Grunt comes with, and he has a little pocket or the belt clip for it. But I want to say it was the Full Force. I think it was Chris on the Full Force was commenting on his gun, and if you look at the gun, it has this big hook. I couldn't figure out what it was at first too, but it looks like it's where you're going to slide his phone. Now, this guy is going to be directing where everyone is, right? He's going to be mapping out your attack plan, where the people are. He's going to be looking at this. I know there's going to be certain military people that are going to go, that is stupid. You can't aim if you have your phone in front of you. It's not possible. Technically, you're correct. Again, I'm sorry. This is all I have to say to that.
We're talking about frickin' toys here. They're toys.
Right? So again, I love the idea that you have this phone that can go on his belt, which again, I'm sorry, I'm gonna offend some people. If you have one of those belt clips and you're not over 70, lose it. Just saying. But the fact that he has it there, he can throw it on what looks like he can throw it on, on his submachine gun. Clearly, that is a new gun that is completely redesigned. Actually, everything on this, everything on the back. I'm sorry. Someone's gonna yell at me and go, "Those knee pads are not new. Those arms aren't new." His accessories was to be all new. Someone's probably gonna point out the knife and go, "That knife's not new." You get it. Cell phone is reused from Cover. No, Cover Girl has a tablet, doesn't she? I thought she had a bigger tablet. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. That's why I pay child support. Not because I had kids, but because clearly their mother thought that I was wrong. Well, he can't FaceTime or TikTok without the clip on his weapon. Exactly. Grievance says he looks really good. Yeah, Derek agrees. Yeah, he had a tablet. And I could be wrong. Oops. It's a selfie gun. But yeah, I think I like the idea if that's what it is. But after it was pointed out, I don't see there's no way not to. Mine will be an iPhone, Cobra Commander. It says a keyboard flips down on the backpack. Tripping with toys. Yeah, I'm that blind. Did you see that somewhere? Because I think you're fucking right, man. Honestly, have you seen that? That it flips down, but I'm looking at it and I can fully see what you're talking about, and that would be absolutely awesome. Like everything, like that cell phone being able to be, if it's able to be on his gun or on his side, if the keyboard, if it is a keyboard there and it comes down, that just makes this figure so damn cool. Like, that is everything modernized that you really do want. Derek Holloman says he heard that as well too. That is awesome. I had no idea. Thank you very much for that. That's awesome. Like, I always like that. I actually have 3 dial tones. I always loved the original gun. Anyway. And then for the name only reveal was Footloose. I know a lot of people wanted Footloose. I really like Footloose, to be 100% honest. But then people were saying, like, oh, he's so boring. I just hope they give him a proper M16 or an M4, modernized M4. He really needs to have the strap on it. Just in my opinion, he has to have a small bazooka. I don't want a grenade launcher. I know they're going to give him gung ho's grenade launcher, but I want an actual, the one shot, bazooka that he had. I just thought that was so awesome. Someone zoomed in on it, and you can see the hinges. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I can see exactly what you're talking about. Tripping with toy, awesome. Seriously, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Something I didn't even notice. Needs a Donsbury shoulder-mounted Xerox machine. You mean copy machine? For D2. Okay, well, I said before that they somehow made maybe the boringest G.I. Joe, which is Grunt, awesome. Grunt is really such a good figure. No, people said that, and I always really liked Footloose. I did, but looking back, I can see how people might think that he was boring. But I always really liked the real military style looking figures, um, because you wanted to have all those camouflaged guys going out in the jungle with you, which was the schoolyard for me. All right. All right. And so let's get to these. So we talked about these last week. And yeah. I wanted to, before I really got into it, I definitely wanted to not figure out, but I wanted to save my opinion until we actually saw them in person. So Alpine, I think Alpine looks better than what I originally did, although I'm still not a fan of the face sculpt. But I think more than anything, and some other people agreed too, it almost looks like he has no neck. Like his head is just pushed down way too far, and that really bothers me. And he does look much better when he has the hat and the goggles on, but I just don't think this is the greatest face sculpt. And I actually don't think it looks bad. I just don't think it looks right. And I know we can go back and forth, and we can do this.
We're talking about frickin' toys here. They're toys.
But now the backpack, I understand that he should have a backpack. I'm with you. But the accessories that they do give with him, where he's able to carry everything, actually make up for that. I can understand if you're backpacking and you're mountain climbing, you might want that. But he's on a mission, so maybe he doesn't want all that extra weight. Again, I'm trying to rationalize a fucking toy, but I really liked his backpack before, but you can hold everything on his person, so I'm not going to be too upset about that, to be 100% honest. They tried to mimic the vintage face instead of the card art or cartoon. Well, they're not going to do cartoons. I mean, that's very rare between everything. But yeah, and he reuses stuff from the Alley Viper. His shotgun. Can you say anything, Tony? His shotgun, and then his grappling hook. Now I love the fact that they gave him 10-inch rope, and these things have always had the little hook right up here, so you can tie rope to it if you really want to. But I do like the ice picks that he has for climbing. If you look at all the gear that he has around his waist on his belt, I think it is awesome. I really do think that they did a really good job with everything other than the head. And I don't think it's just a face. I just feel like it's pushed down too much. And again, I don't know why. I'm going to buy it. I'm a completist. You know, I think everything else looks really good on this figure. But there is something that I have a major issue with. I don't know what it is. I really don't. 3-star says, I think he's fine, but you know what? He could look like Black Falcon, and we'd all still buy him on this so that he can stand with Bazooka and Quick Kick. That is what you people, and I use you people that love the cartoon so much. I don't care if they're together. Alpine, to me, belongs more with Snow Job because he has more Arctic style gear than other figures. So now Woody Triple 2 says, I just went in my basement and looked at CoverGirl and it looks like a cell phone to me, but what do I know? First saw the internet in 2008. That is it's true. Like, how you didn't? Woody didn't find the internet until later on in life. All right, Iron Grenadier. I know people are mad about Iron Grenadier. I can't say we're going to because I don't like to say. We're probably going to get a retro style Iron Grenadier. I think this looks really good, and this really opens up a lot of design elements, in my opinion, for classified figures for reuse. And that's something that people don't like hearing. Now, all his weaponry is reuse. And I'm the first one that's going to say that I'm disappointed that we don't have that big, souped up Uzi because I absolutely love that I love that gun. Derek Holloman says, I love this. V1 will be retro. More than likely, I agree. Because they're just going to have to change. Really, the only thing they have to do is give them a different torso, right? And they probably have that torso. They can probably use one that they already have. But I think this figure looks amazing. Now, we're getting the same machine gun that came with... Well, we're actually getting the same machine gun. The same double-barreled M4. And Destro, both Destro's guns, which makes sense. Well, I'm sorry, the same two guns that came with Big Ben, and then we're getting the sword, which came with Crimson Guard. Now that totally makes sense because the Crimson Guard didn't have the sword, the Iron Grenadiers did. To me, this looks more like an officer, but I'm going to be buying more than one because I think it looks really good, and you can arm him differently. But this torso is really leaving elements open for a Destro. And I think people know that. I think people are looking right at that and going, yep, we know what we're getting. So I'm making noises and stuff. We're going to get to the bats. Don't worry. Aaron says, I never liked Iron Grenadier until I seen these figures. Now I have to have them. I don't know if I can stay at your house for free the night before Joe Fest now. How can you not like the Iron Grenadier figure? All the Iron Grenadier is they took what everyone loved about the Crimson Guard and made him better. We're all allowed to our opinion. Aaron, your opinion is wrong. I'm just saying, all right? You don't have to like the sub team. But goddamn, oh man. Okay. Whatever. Everyone, Aaron the Toy Hanser is absolutely wrong about the Iron Grenadier figure. I just got to put it out there in the ether, all right? People need to know that about you. Todd says, sorry if this was said already, but Pulse added more classified to the power sale and restocked Valkyries. Good luck all. Decided to finally pick up the Steel Core. No, I did not. Thank you for letting everyone know. Yes, they did add a lot more, and if you want more Steel Core, although you might want to hold off on that, depending on how much money you have. Hey, I didn't notice that. Look at this. They have his file card or his things right in the front. You know that no one knows what it is. All right, but let's look at these figures now. I do have one gripe, and that is the boots. So they're using the Crimson Guard legs. I have no issues with how the boots look. But like Scarlet, she has pretty much the exact same boots. They're just scaled down. Her toes go up. And she's not going to stand up. Crimson Guards do the same thing. And it makes them hard to stand. Because they will rock. It actually kind of makes them easy to stand in like a running position. That's probably the easiest figure that I can get to stand to get in a running position. But with these toes and the boots going up, it makes them rock. And it makes them harder to stand. And as you know, I don't like using stands. I don't use stands because stands are like good. They're dumb. But that's my biggest gripe. I think the face sculpt is awesome. I think the helmet is awesome. I like the red on the machine gun. It just makes it pop. I just think everything about this figure in general, the looks of it is awesome. Titan says, I know I'm jumping ahead, but someone commented on another stream that the Marauder Slaughter looks like he's wearing booty shorts, and I can't unsee it now. All right, well, we'll be seeing him shortly. And now I'm wondering. Aaron says, we're going to have action figures standing contest when you come punk. First to set up 10 Crimson Guards wins. All right. So these are some of the promo shots. And this was pointed out by a lot of channels, including the Full Force. And this is why I said you may want to hold off if you have limited budgets or limited space, because these steel core are not the ones that are up for power deals or whatever they are. Not Rachel says that jacket screams General Mayhem. All right, so what we have here is a different insignia that people have already started to speculate that it's going to be some sort of ground crew or some sort of support team for the Dragonfly. We haven't seen anything yet. We haven't heard of anything yet, but we know something has got to be coming, right? And I don't know what else they could do. I mean, there's a lot of things they could do. You would think that there's some sort of, I mean, they did the HMS to go with that. I don't know if they're going to have a small vehicle to go with, but I think that would be awesome. Yeah, and someone pointed out they have low lights legs, so maybe the figures will be a little bit taller. I know that really bothered some people that these things were shorter. Yeah, the no Uzi really is a miss. I agree, because I just thought that souped up Uzi was awesome. The helmet is gold, so there are some different. I have not pulled up one of the steel core to see how different they are, but there's obviously some different things on this, and I bet the color scheme matches the Dragonfly way more than what the actual steel core does. Line them up and bust out the BB guns. Boys go hard or go home. I guess if you want to ruin all your figures. But here's the gold head. But just be ready that there's going to be some support team. It'll probably be another 3-pack that is overpriced. And I say that with best intentions. They're overpriced. The whole point of buying a multi-pack is that you get more for less. So there you go. So then we get the bat, and everything is redone, or everything is reused on the bat. Some people are mad about this. I don't know how. Give me bats, give me more bats, give me different bats, different colors. I don't really care. Someone said a Dreadnought bat. Do not give me a Dreadnought bat, because that doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying. The code word whip snakes hasn't been identified yet. Could we be looking at whip snakes? Huh. Well, possibly. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, it does make me wonder, though, because it should be a Pulse exclusive, is what my guess is going to be. It says, I'm only buying them to take those clear chest plates. All right, so I'm going to say this. You are a clown. Go to 1 per case. You find them on Etsy. He prints them up. can be a lot cheaper than buying a whole bunch of bats, a whole bunch of these bats, and then being stuck with a whole bunch of bats you may not want. But yeah, go to one per case, and you can find them on. I know you can find them on Instagram, but I believe he has an Etsy store, and they produce them. They make them. They're all 3D printed. They look really good. He's been doing a whole bunch of different ones. Tony says Jay's Armory too. So look up those two things. Going to save you a little bit of money. Unless you order them. If you already ordered them through Amazon using my affiliate link, don't keep them. Please keep them. But yeah. All right. I love this color. I love the gold. I love the red. I think it all works. I really do love this pistol that it comes with. The clear chest piece is something that they should have done a long time ago. That was a huge miss. I don't know why they did it. Having an all black one made even less sense. So you're welcome. Yeah, that's something that you can. I think you're going to save some money. Grievance says, I'm only buying 20 of these, maybe 30, 40, 50 tops. That's how you know you have a problem. All right. So these things do look really good. They have the one in a squatty potty position. I will say this, their boots, their feet do make them difficult to get them in certain poses because they only articulate so far. These are robots. I wish they had a little bit more articulation going forward. And a lot of the Joes, the early classified figures did not have good articulation going forward. Those shin guards caused all kinds of issues. It drove people nuts. All right. Storm Shadow. All right. We're going to talk about Storm Shadow. And I am going to prove Matthew is wrong. Because Matthew has an issue where the swords are placed. And he said they were placed on the wrong side of the figure. So, I think more and more pictures of this figure, it looks better than what we saw in the box. The hood is low. I wish the hood was up a little bit higher, but I can deal with it. It's not on wrong. I did check how the other one looked, right? He is pretty bulky. They give you most of these original stuff, although the backpack doesn't have the sword on it. He has two swords now. They're on the side. He gives them the two claws. Now, these are all reused stuff. In the backpack, I believe Shark Eye said is with Night Creeper. So it is reused. I think the figure looks pretty good. I know people have complained that he looks fat, but that's just the waist piece. All right, so here's where I'm going to completely annihilate this. Matthew says, if they are on the left, they are wrong, period. Well, Matthew, here's why you are wrong. Because ninjas aren't real, so they can go on whatever side they want. That is your argument used against you. Ninjas aren't real. You can't say what side they're supposed to have them. I win this round. Love you, Matthew. John Bottle says the hood still should be removable. Okay, so it says Matthew says F you guys. So the thing with the hood is that, at least as a kid, the original one, I never thought of him having the mask with a hood over. I always thought of it as the hood as actually being part of the mask. Does that make sense? Like, he's not wearing a mask with a hood like Storm Shadow comes with, right? How they kind of made Storm Shadow with the hood. I always looked at it as the hood is coming over it, and that's actually part of the mask. That's why I don't have a problem with the mask not being, or with the hood not being removable. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe as a kid, that's just how I looked at it, and I've never looked at it any different. But that's why it doesn't really bother me. Matthew's trying to say, nope, even though they aren't real, they still use Japanese and Chinese and Korean weapons. They do exist. It doesn't matter. They are a fictional character. All right. As we all know, Hooded Cobra Commander is also a raging racist, according to Hasbro and Divine Adventure. Yet I've never seen one of those people use a hairdryer as a weapon. So anyway, well, that means they would have to redesign the whole thing, and they already have this one. So unfortunately, yeah. But I kind of, I don't really like the claws, how they're designed to begin with. I think they just take away from doing stuff with the figure because he always has to be kind of like grasping them. But anyway,
We're talking about frickin' toys here. They're toys.
yeah, Frostbite, you tell them. People need to stop getting caught up on real world versus a fictional toy. Matthew, that is shots fired at you. All right, he shot that He shot that right across your nose, just like Spaceball 1 did. Yeah, I just love that this is what Matthew's hung up on this, but like, look at here we have a Saw Viper coming out with a fucking chainsaw on the top of his fucking machine gun. All right. It shows how lazy the designers are. Just saying, no, okay. I know what that's about. Across it, not up it. Anyway, so we get the retro Stalker. They put camouflage on his hat. I have no problem with it. That's what the card art did. People are still mad about it. People are still upset that they did that. They've got the green beret. Well, that they got the beret wrong because he's a ranger, not a green beret. They wear a different color beret. Either way, so he's giving. They changed his color. The camouflage really does pop. Tony was very adamant about they put camouflage everywhere. This has been a criticism of many people. But they gave him everything that came in the classified other than the schmuck. Is that right? Am I saying it right? I love this head sculpt. He's on something that he doesn't need. But yeah, I like this figure. Again, he's from Detroit. If anyone's going to complain, I mean, he doesn't look like he's French. And I still will tell you that the original figure looked like he was French. So, but this was something we did talk about because the Viper Island Terry had talked about how this was a figure that no one had mentioned anything about it. The Cobra Trooper we had seen. I love this blue. He does come with the Sunbow gun, which I know everyone thinks that they should have. Yes, he was a Detroit gangster, but he got out of it. He found the military. The army saved his life and then killed his buddies in the LARP team. I have the Stalker O-ring hanging on my wall. It's fine. I have no issues with it. I still have my original one that my grandma's dog chewed on the foot, but he looks like he's French. And maybe it's the beret. He looks like he's French. I still stand by that. The, yeah, I struggle with the hands. I don't like a lot of hands, to be 100% honest. Um, I do think having a couple punching hands would be nice. Having a pointy hand with some figures. But again, you can pry their hands open to have them holding the gun. Uh, but yeah, I understand. I do agree with some things, but yeah, I don't know. The whole hand thing, as long as you start giving figures where you kind of start swapping them out. But anyway, so they gave him Spirit's sniper rifle. They didn't give him the Dragunov. I really wish they do the Dragunov because it was such an awesome, iconic weapon from what we had as a kid, and it was one of the best guns they did. He's got the pistol with the suppressor, the rectangular suppressor that I know a lot of people don't like. I really don't care for it either, but that's what they gave him. I like the color. The web gearing is the same thing that Stalker came with. So this is what, again, I think this works. I just think this whole figure really does work. And he said that they did talk about how the neck peg is going to be universal for this figure until 2025. So after that, it sounds like Cobra Troopers, when they do them, they're not going to have the same neck peg. But as of now, they're all the exact same neck peg, so you can swap, interchange any of them that you want. All right. And now Cobra Commander. Not hooded Cobra Commander, all you clickbaiters. Oops. Backwood says, perfect chance to use leather neck boots and gloves, and they fucked up. Use leather boots and gloves, and they fucked up. I'm not really sure what that's. What that's it in reference to. And Ledger Series says, I'm getting all these figures for sure. Oh, yeah, I am too. I mean, I don't try and fool anyone that I don't know what the fuck we're talking. You know, that I'm not going to be buying all this stuff. So Cobra Commander, not hooded Cobra Commander. Amazing. I say not hooded Cobra Commander, and this guy shows up. It will be all figures will have the same neck peg in 2025. Yeah. I just don't understand why they changed. There's no reason they ever should have changed. All right? Just saying. And since Dreadnought Ryan has showed up, we got to play.
We're talking about freaking toys here. They're toys.
All right. Yes, we're getting hooded Cobra Commander. He's coming in the form of red as fresh monkey fiction. All right, so this Cobra Commander. Now, this was something that I actually brought up when I had Lenny on, and I thought that it was already revealed, and he didn't want to say anything. He's like, I don't like, but I thought that this was like revealed. Like, yeah, we're getting one. I heard Shark News today for some reason, and I don't know if I think it was an older one, and he was talking about this, and I didn't understand, like, everyone knew we were getting one, so no one should feel duped if they open their Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander from their Haslab, right? We knew we were getting it. I'm going to be 100% honest. I think this one looks better. I like the gloves. They go up all the way. So they're going up to his elbow. The vac metal is awesome. I don't know if they're using a different type of plastic. It was something they specifically talked about because they said, hey, you know what? This is not something that we normally do or can do, but we did it anyway. I would hope that they use some sort of different plastic so the vac metal will stay on and won't flake off. They gave him the white stripe. That should make a lot of people happy. And then they changed his belt. His belts are different, and I believe his shoulder is painted slightly different. Looking at the card art, they didn't give him the snake. I think he's missing. I thought they gave him more hands with the Haslab. But the vac metal, and I don't think this color is going to match. I think this color is lighter, so I don't think you're going to be able to even pop this head over under the other one and make it look right. But the vac metal is the cool shots that everyone is going to get is going to be amazing. But this was the Cobra Commander. This is what everyone has been waiting for. These go up tomorrow, so I will have links to all these figures. They are a wide release, so don't worry. There is going to be more than enough stuff out there. You don't have to be in a rush. So once I put the links up, please feel free, click the links, order them. It's greatly appreciated. All right. We'll get to these pretty quickly because, damn, I'm going long. Not more G.I. Joe news. All right, so here's the 2-pack. This is a Pulse exclusive. It goes up on the 18th. Low Light now comes with the color-changing Zartan's rifle. I have an issue with this rifle. The rifle looks fine, but it is a soft plastic. I doubt they changed it. It starts to sag. It's bent. It never looks right. It's very disappointing. Also, the strap on it is absolutely awful. It just gets in the way. He has it looks like a different backpack. It actually looks like he's using Tunnel Rat's backpack, which kind of makes sense. And he has the nods that come with Tunnel Rat. So all that makes sense. Spirit comes with his regular sniper rifle. He also comes with Outpack's backpack, shovel, and his submachine gun, which absolutely sucks because, once again, that strap also gets in the way. God, man, you guys are coming like crazy. Gun plastics will also change in 2025. New plastics mix. Yes, we've discussed that numerous times, but I will believe it when I see it. I feel like they continue to use the same stuff over and over, but we will see. I sure hope so. He said that it is going to be more like a plastic, like the original 00 Snake Eyes. I hope it is because all those guns were fine how they were. All the Alley Vipers guns, nice, solid, weren't brittle. And then he has Nile, which I believe is the exact same bird as Spirit. I'm sorry, as Freedom, but they wanted to give him a different bird, and I think that it's absolutely awesome. Why? You guys are chatting amongst yourself, right? You guys are chatting amongst yourselves. So anyway, I'm sorry. I have a lot of people chatting. I'm debating now if I'm just wasted my money in Steel Core. I got a feeling these will hit Ross Alley soon. Yeah, I don't think so. So even looking at the rifle, the sniper, it looks like it's already bent. I do like the color. I do like the color scheme, to be 100% honest. I think these are pretty good. Yes, Tony, I am so behind and ignoring peeps. That's why. Well, you guys are chatting so much. I can have Matthew put it down on slow, so you guys can't chat nearly as much. All right, Sergeant Slot. Oh, goddamn, he does look like he's wearing booty shirts. Oh my God. Not Rachel says, I need to buy this set so the Joes can play Duck Hunt. Oh. All right, that is awesome. All right, so he comes with everything that he originally came with, including the figure, which now is a Mad Marauder figure. But he does come with the gloves. He still comes with the AK-47 that everyone hated, and then he comes with weights. I wish the weights would have been like 80 pounds rather than 90 pounds, just so I could have start building a weight rack, a weight set, rather than having all 90s. And then he comes with his bag that everyone is gonna say what it is. I don't care what Sergeant Slaughter said. It's like the worst thing they ever could have done was do that. So now everyone's going to say it over and over and over because they think it's hilarious. And it's not. So hi to Travis here from a toy kind of mood. So this thing will come out with his booty shorts. Yeah, it looks like he. It definitely looks like he's wearing booty shorts. Oh yeah, you're right. He does have a salute hand now. I think we talked about that last week. Yeah, he does have a salute hand, and again, there's two running ones. The main one will have him in the package with his hat and his glasses on. So I'm telling you guys right now, if you come across one that he's not wearing the hat or the sunglasses, do not open it. Buy it, put it aside, and then sell it, because that's the one that's probably going to be worth money, because it was a running change very early on and some of them snuck out. So if you find that one, just put it to the side and don't. Personally, I wouldn't open it. I just put it to the side and wait to get another one. So I like this shot here. Again, looks pretty good. Can't see that the sniper rifle is bent. It will be bent, I promise you. I forgot about fat. I forgot about Retro Dude's fat wrist. I forgot about. I never even looked at that after I got the figure. His fat ribs. Swap the legs and thigh swivel with big boy's legs and paint them flesh tone for a more convincing booty short look. Tony, you gotta do it. You gotta get Big Boa and get Sergeant Slaughter and give him booty shorts now. All right, we need a custom of Sarge wearing booty shorts. All right, Tony, that is now your mission. Booty short Sarge. Just. Oh God, come on. All right. Now, Rachel, you have me thinking that. All right, so here's a stinger. This is going to be a Famazon exclusive. So it is going to be available everywhere. So clearly, well, not everywhere. It's going to be available at Amazon and your local toy store. I know Sarge said he wants some vehicles. So Sergeant Reds will probably be ordering some. Entertainment Earth will have them. Big Bad Toy Store will have them. Paul's will have them. If they sell it on Paul's, don't be a little bitch and cry about it. They are available at other places. But they're really willing to try it now and see. They must have seen how well the Vamp did. They saw how the Trouble Bubble did after it was up for months. So you're going to have a chance to get it at other places. And if you do, awesome. I really like the way this looks. I'm not going to lie about that. They did a really good job putting the top cover on it. So you have the roof. They tinted the window more. They actually put some armored vents across the window, so it's easier. I hope this thing has air conditioning. As you can see, they're throwing in all Scrap Iron's blast effects. Now, unfortunately, they really needed to have someone at least paint the blast effects for the missiles to have it so it looks different. Unfortunately, you're going to have smoke coming out and fire after the smoke. I don't think that's really how it works. Booty Shorts Slaughter and Speedo Torpedo are going clubbing together to the Blue Oyster Bar. Tony, you now have a mission. All right. we need Speedo Tripwire and Booty Short Sarge at the Blue Oyster Bar. And Joe Gonsalves, right? I said it, Gonsalves. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. This guy, if you want to know, if you want anything Mythic Legion, this is the guy. He is the Mythic Legion guy. When he's sitting there going, if I have some extra money, I'll buy another all-in Mythic Legion. Anyway, I love the gray on the figure, and I know we had a chance to look at this figure, but you know, on the front, as I had kind of pointed out before, it has a different push bar. Rather than having lights like the Vamp does, it has lights up here. So when you're looking at it, and I don't think they even pointed this out on the live stream, but the lights are actually embedded inside the roof. So I think that's actually awesome. They didn't say anything. I don't see there being the fire extinguisher, which doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. They give you all the stuff that came with the Cobra officer. Oh wait, there's a fire extinguisher. It's yellow. It's kind of hidden in there. So you do have the fire extinguisher. It didn't seem to make sense why I wouldn't have it. But they do have the little stand on the back, so not only your O-rings can get blown away when the missiles fire, so can your classified figures. There's the yellow one. I just didn't see it. So, oh, and actually there's a fire extinguisher right there. But I'm excited for this. Now, if you're watching this week, Gridiron dropped an actual anti-air, I think it's an anti-air gun for the Vamp, and they also dropped a black one for the Hiss tank, but it can also be used for this when it comes out. The one for the Hiss is $5 more because it can also stand on its own alone, but you have to take out the Hiss turret, and it drops down inside of it. I actually did order that, so I am pretty excited for that. Yeah, and there were no Dragonfly updates. That'll be probably at the end of the month. Says I am sure Mark and Company will have some cool blast effects. Hopefully they haven't done any yet though, so it's kind of odd. Like they haven't done any blast effects for anything else. I wish they probably would have. Man, you are so hooked on reviews, Travis. No, I'll still be there in my van. My ferret will probably be sitting here at my door. But hey, I'll tell you what. Maybe if the ferret does show up, maybe the toy enhancer will get it and he'll let me review his live from his house. That would be awesome. And XNT will... Hello, chat. I don't know how to say who you are, but oh man, you missed out on the ferret, man. I missed out on the ferret. Someone hook up a brother. I only ordered one, man, or else I would. But here's all the blast effects, and again, I can't get over. I don't know. I just don't think that's how the blast effect should look. I feel like there should be other fire. I feel like they have them coming out. Like, why do you not just make ones that fit? I don't know. I don't understand. Like this. I think the blast effects here, I think it's a miss. Just my personal opinion. All right. And that's it for my slideshows. Whew. All right. Hey, look. I have 15 minutes to the topic. All right. It said like N too deep. All right. That makes total sense. You just ignore the X. And that's great because but yeah. All right. So let's talk a little about Haslabs. And we have the Star Wars one. And on the stream, the G.I. Joe team let everyone know that they were given the San Diego Comic-Con spot. And that is that is, it sounds like that is the one that everyone hopes for, right? I'm calling bullshit. All right? I'm calling bullshit. And I'm just saying that. I believe Lucasfilm wanted something more put in. That is why they pushed back the Star Wars one. The Star Wars one is only 31 days. Haslabs are 45 days. Why is this one only 31 days? By pushing it back, they don't want to cross the streams, right? They don't want to cross the streams. All right, we're a Ghostbuster channel now, right? They do O-rings, we're a Ghostbuster channel, right? They don't want to cross the streams. So they had to push the Joe back. They can't push the Joe back any further. All right? So they gave them the San Diego Comic. It doesn't really bother me because we don't have the Dragonfly. It's going to take time anyway. But I think it's a load of shit. They don't want to just say, hey, you know what? We had to push this back instead of crossing it. We're going to have to push back the Joe one. Ryan Sweeney says Lucas wanted the two tiers so it would fund. Well, either way, it got pushed back. And I believe that was a Lucasfilm handing down whatever they wanted, which pushed back the Joe. They didn't push it back like a day or two. They pushed it back a fucking month. They get 31 days, and then people have a little bit of time to recoup. And I would assume that week of San Diego Comic-Con, SDCC, they're going to reveal the G.I. Joe Haslab. It's awesome that they're getting that spot, but it's bullshit. I don't care what they say. They're never going to tell us any different because they don't tell any different. And I know people will just run with it and say, no, they were always supposed to have it. Bullshit. It's called Yojo June for a reason. And it's called May the 4th for a reason. And there is a reason why they were going to do something on May the 4th for Star Wars and the Haslab. There. It's all out. You heard it here first. Not officially, because I don't really know. I'm just telling you. If anyone said, no, they were always supposed to have it, I'm going to say bullshit. All right. So let's take a look at the Star Wars Haslab. Now, I'm not going to play the sound, but I'm going to play the video. So we can kind of take a look at it here. Now, I do think this thing is really nice. I won't spend too much time on it because we're not a huge Star Wars channel here, right? But I do think they did a really good job with this. The detail is absolutely amazing. And this is something that people love. Now, I'm not going to sit there and get into the price. The price is what it is. It's $400 or $500 for the deluxe, which you get you get another wall and everything, right? And Mr. Wonderful says, Punk, you should get a new shirt, no more Star Wars, and get one that say Star Wars. So, I think this looks really good. The figures are awesome. They're going to give you even more figures. Lots and lots of cups. But I got to say, if you're an O-ring collector, if you're a 4-inch Joe collector, if you are a Eagle Force collector, if you're just a 4-inch collector, this thing is awesome. And if you do photography, to have something like this where you can mix and match different lines sitting together, I think it would be awesome. I hope that we get to see people do stuff like that. Now look at this. They're including the bartender, unlike with the Rancor where they didn't even include it. And then we had the Tanaka sisters, right? So I think everything is really good with this. Do I think $400 and $500 is a little bit too much? Yeah. But I also understand, and I'm not going to be one of those people that complain about it. This is not going to be redone again. And most of these figures, and we talked about this before, they almost all have hands that can hold. They come with extra hands to hold the cups, which is actually pretty cool. Lone Dragon says Hasbro has no clue about real. Hasbro has no clue about real bars. That's not really enough cups. Well, there's like 120 cups. You are right. It's probably not nearly enough. 3-star says, if I was a TVC collector, I'd be buying this for sure. I agree. I really like it, even though it's dumb that the droid detector doesn't light up. Yeah. Again, there's a bunch of different issues. Not say issues, a bunch of different things that we can look at. But all in all, this I think is a really good deal. I don't want to say good deal. $400 is expensive. So I'm going to throw that out there. $400 is expensive. All right. So please, no one saying, I don't want anyone to be like, that's so fucking expensive. It's already halfway backed. It should hit every single tier without a problem. But again, if you are a 4-inch collector and you're into Star Wars, even if you're not, this is just such a good diorama for 4-inch figures. But I want to see somebody mixing and matching. Cobra Commander sitting in a back bar talking with, Darth Vader, right? Something super cool. Destro having a secret conversation with Boba Fett. All these different things. Have your Delta 17 figures in there. So, yeah. Yes, $400 is a chump change for me. I'm sorry, for gross, Larry. I didn't really catch that. Dre, I haven't even seen what the Ghostbusters tease was. I hear people continue to talk about it. I have no idea. I haven't even looked at it because I'm not a Ghostbusters guy. So I didn't care about Ghostbusters Day or whatever that was. But it's not coming out to after the Joe one. I mean, I would assume it's not. They said they don't want to cross stuff, which does make sense because after the G.I. Joe one, I don't know what else they would do. I think it's too soon for another Marvel one. And I don't think you're going to have another Transformer one. You can't do another Star Wars one. But all in all, the design on this is really good. They put a lot of detail into it, which is what a Haslab is supposed to be. I know people have already complained about the floor, but if you added a floor, that's going to cost so much. It would add cost, whether people want to admit it or not. But if you added a floor, it would make the whole modular system irrelevant, not work. I think you can easily, if you're paying $500 or something like this, create your own flat floor using wood and paint and different things like that. Joe says, I'm just bummed they dropped this during a Mythic Legion pre-order. Dre says, okay, so do you think the constant crowdfunding is hurting the fans? No, because not everyone is buying the same stuff. And now, if you're talking about different companies, possibly, but Hasbro can't worry about what Mattel's doing, and they can't worry about Skeletron trying to run a crowdfund. Hasbro learned their lesson of having 3 go at the exact same time. Emily specifically talked about it. So as long as they have one going at a time, not crossing those streams, I think Hasbro will be fine with it. G.I. Joe fans right now, they're going to buy the crowdfunded stuff. They're going to buy the Haslabs. They want it more than any other brand. And I guarantee you, when you see that thing, whatever it is, it will fund that day. May not hit all the tiers, but whatever it is, the Rattler, it's going to hit the tier. It's going to fund in day one. But again, the detail in this, the cracks in the wall, the shower. Why is there a shower spout here? Now, I think where they fucked up, and I'll show you in a second here, is the whole Greedo thing. I guess happy I say fucking Greedo. Fucking everyone comes on me because I say Guido, yet everyone calls it figure, and it's figure. So fuck all you. Fuck all you. Let's see if I can say that enough that I get demonetized for this thing. Anyway, I do think this thing looks really good. Now with Greedo, one of the issues is that how many Greedos have we gotten? All the way going back to the 80s. But here, look at all these designs here. So many cups to lose. So many cups will be lost. But just the detail on this is so good. I mean, looking at what they're showing here, this is gridiron type shit. No, I actually didn't. I actually got a pretty good nap in. But Greedo, what they should have done to make a different Greedo is they should have made him with a burn mark where Han Solo shot him. That would have made something different to fit perfectly into this Haslab. But all in all, you look at all of this stuff and it's awesome for Star Wars collectors. But what I am looking forward to is somebody mixing lines and having this open bar again, like I mentioned, maybe having the Crimson Twins having a conversation with one of the bounty hunters or something like that. I'm looking so forward to it. Mr. Wonderful says, I can see the shirt now. Picture of a character drawing a punk pissing on a few other YouTuber logos like Viper Island and Toy Elite with the text Start Wars. Yeah. I wanted to fucking start battles. I'd fucking do it every fucking week. I'll let other fucking channels do that shit. All right. But all in all, design is really good here. I know people are going to complain. They did talk about underneath this, you can put a light underneath it, and this piece up here will actually illuminate, so it looks proper. Now, you would think for $400 and $500, you would have some sort of lights. That would have been nice, but unfortunately, they didn't do that. Dre says, Larry, you and I agree on that. He needs a laser blast damage. Yeah, just make something different. Like it's good they didn't give it to the end because people wouldn't care about getting him. But do something different. Like saying, hey, he has a whole new buck. Who cares? There's so many Greedo bucks. We don't need it. Or I mean, I'm not buying this. So Star Wars fans don't need it. That's what I'm saying. All right. But the shots on this with the light looks really, really good. And I believe there is an actual Han Solo one. And they talk about the detail of parts that are worn out in this. And they looked at so many things from different angles of the movie. So hopefully it is as nice as they say. And it should be. So, but there's everything. But again, I'm impressed with this. And here's the front of it. So if you want to have a shot with people walking through, of course, you're going to be able to create so much. All right. And let's see here. We get to here's how it looks enclosed. This is a pretty small bar. So maybe 120 cups are good for it. But yeah. Now, why this was held back, again, what Lucasfilm, in my personal opinion, said, hey, what are we doing? This is what we want to change. We need this changed. It becomes one of those things where you're just like, all right. Everything got pushed back because Lucasfilm. All right. And let's see here. What if we're going round and round again? A lot of fucking pictures. But yeah, so here's everything that you're going to get with it. Everything that you're going to get with it. Lots of booths, lots of chairs. It looks like I don't know if they telescope up or if there's just 4 that are taller. But all in all, And then here is the extra $100, what you're going to get. More cups, more seats, more booths. And this booth right here, like right here, that is what they were saying, that if you put a light underneath it, it will illuminate, which is great for shots. But this is something that I think you could have done where it was electronically built in. It's the wrong scale. Is there a 4-inch elf, which would make him what, 3-inch? That would be awesome. Imagine Elf sitting there talking to Jawas, asking if they can find him a cat. God damn it! All right, so here's what some of the figures that you're going to get if it fully funds. Now you get the Wuhar. Is that his name? He's for some odd reason this bar is kept clean really well, but he's not. He's so nasty. He looks like people from the cons. We already talked about that. Here's the sisters. From what we understand, one of the sisters, she wouldn't let people use her likeness. And I know Allison thinks that was one of the holdup, that they really wanted these sisters in here, but they were fighting to get the rights. There's no way they could have done a figure that quickly, but there may have been other things where she said, yeah, it's okay. Then they just couldn't get the contract done. Who knows? But you're finally going to get these sisters. I know that people want. Allison tells a nice story about how I think she kind of agreed at one time, and George Lucas was pretty much like, fuck you. When he owned it, he didn't really give a shit. So I love it. Woo her. Got all in check. So, God, there's a lot of pictures. And again, like I don't understand why they threw this in. It's as dumb as throwing a Gamarian Guard in. At least the Gamarian Guard is a army builder, right? And Brick says, I need a figure of me, Cave, and Moosestack swinging from the IG drink systems. All right. I know a lot of people want this figure. It is what a wolf bat mixture is what I believe they kind of refer to it as. So, G. Zambrano returned to Melmac. But all in all, I think this is a really good offering for what you're going to get. If you do back it, it is going to fund. I have no doubt that this is going to fund. The Star Wars team have finally realized that TVC is what is going to fund for them. G.I. Joe realized classified is what people want. No one wants O-ring stuff. So, and then he has these very long fingers that, from what we understand, girls would die for. No, to be with a man with long fingers like that. God, I hate when they do shit like this. When they embed stuff this way. So anyway, that's the Star Wars Haslab. An ugly looking character. And this is a character that George Lucas hated so much that I believe he removed from the special editions. So, well, what was this? Can group shower PTSD is about to get triggered. Oh, God. All right. And he has a pointy finger, which is pretty cool. He also has his laser shotgun, which every bartender should have. Any barkeep should have. He's got the pointy finger so he can mix the drink with his finger. That is one ugly looking character. Nice hidden. Yeah. All right, we've seen enough Star Wars. Anything cool? No. Oh, and you get a sticker sheet. And we talked about this. They should give like 4 sticker sheets just so when you screw it up. But there's actually some pretty cool stuff on here. So, and here we have the 2 guys that Obi-Wan takes care of. their wanted posters. All right. Woo! That's 3 hours. Now let's talk about the G.I. Joe Haslab. So I already dropped a video. What my prediction is going to be. Cobra Rattler. Now, before anyone says anything, yes, I was the one saying, and I still feel that it is too large for a Haslab. This thing is almost, it's going to be as wide as it is long, or almost. Now, people will say that the Dragonfly is that long, but the Dragonfly is thin. And even with the propellers, you can have it going in one direction. This thing, there's no way to do it. Now, a lot of people have already said they think it's going to be more of an A10 design. I don't think so. The Rattler is very iconic. And understand this, Joe fans are crybabies. They want things that are just like the original. Now, you're going to ask someone to spend, I'm predicting, between, if it is the Rattler, it's going to be in the 300s. I just don't think you can get away around it. It's big, it's wide. Lots of missiles. Now, of course, I think it'll come with Wild Weasel. You're going to have the vertical wings, even though that's not real in the A10. Matter of fact, the A10 doesn't have engines on the wings. They're back. I don't see a full design of an A10. People want this. The rear gunner position, as you can see, even as a kid, I already said he's shooting Wild Weasel. Why would they do that? But one thing that I think they could do, if they design this, is make it so you could pull off the rear cap that goes on. I actually didn't even talk about that. Didn't even think about it when I did the video. So imagine having this. They pop this off. You just put on the back piece that sits behind the fuselage. I think that would work pretty cool. Then people could be happy. They'd have a closer A10 than what this is. Also, to have a stand and have blast effects so it can look like it is lifting up. I also think you have to have a wall mount. You have to make it so you can mount it to the wall. So it's either going to sit like this or maybe even kind of like protrude out a little like TVs so you can angle it. You got to make space for something like this. I know people already want to hang it. I dropped one of my missiles. If I can't find it, I'll just grab one at Aaron's house when I go visit him in a couple weeks. And then Hasbro, if you're listening, make sure that the fucking landing gear is possible because I will never move this. The front one, maybe. The back, nope. They're never getting moved because they're not broken. And how any have survived, I still don't know. And I'm still thinking I'm going to run over this missile. All right, well, somewhere around me. Well, I made you do what? I'm not even reading. I'm trying to. I spent a whole weekend in Hasbro's trash bins confirming the Rattler. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So now what I was talking about is the tiers. Now, a few people have commented that they think that it won't be figures as the tiers. Emily talked about it and said we learned from that first Haslab that for the tiers, people want figures. They don't want accessories for it. So whatever it is, I'm going to say that the base is going to have Wild Weasel. Again, this is going on the premise that it is the Rattler, that it has Wild Weasel. They're not stupid enough not to do that. And then it's going to have all the blast effects, including a stand. It has to have a stand. The Dragonfly has a stand. this has to have a stand, and it has a vertical liftoff. And I'm sure you have missile effects because you're going to get those with the Dragonfly, so they'll probably just reuse them. For the first tier, I think you got to have a gunner. I mean, why are you going to have a Rattler with a rear gun? You don't have a gunner. Probably be a female gunner. They like using that female buck. They need to get some use out of it. It works. Hell, they'll probably take the hiss gunner and make a little bit of a modification to it, so you can use her. And it took me about 5 minutes to make wall hooks for my vintage Night Raven, so we don't need Hasbro stuffing it up for us. No, well, I mean, you're spending that much money. They should give you something where you can mount it, so you don't just have to have it up there. Black Genghis, who will be my guest this Thursday, great video breakdown on the potential Haslab Rattler, by the way. Thank you very much. So I think for the first figure, for the first tier, you're going to get a gunner because it only makes sense. Now, there's no way they're not going to reuse that gunner. I can't believe that they haven't given us a HISS driver yet, or a HISS tactician, or the female. But they're kind of using that buck for other things, right? For the second one, I said Straddle Viper. Telling you guys right now, of course I said this before, but we're not getting a Night Raven. The Night Raven is bigger than the F-14 Tomcat. If anyone doesn't know, that's a Sky Striker. Lenny has numerous times mentioned how it's too big. It is not going to work. They can't build it. They're not building a Night Raven. But give us a Straddle Viper, because then people can army build. Wild Weasel is the head of the Cobra Air Force. He needs pilots. Liquid Identity quickly says, should come with a rolling cockpit ladder. Yeah, you know what? That's a great, like something like that is a great shout. Maybe they'll embed it where it kind of rolls out the same way that you do the HISS tank, but they would have to make it more flush. There's no doubt about it. I like the idea of a rolling one. They have a ground crew, to be honest. I showcase that with the figure, the O-ring figure. Now, I said a Straddle Viper, possibly Raven. A lot of people do the call out to say, a pilot Baroness. And I didn't even think about her, and I actually think that's a really good shout out too. What would be nice if they did do a pilot Baroness is whatever suit she's wearing, if they also gave a head for Cobra Troopers to be a pilot. That way you can army build and have pilots. Again, it's hard to believe people would army build a Rattler, but they will, because they're army building HISS tanks and Vamps, and they will be army building Stingers, and they're army building Dragonflies. I don't know where people get room in their house. I don't know how big their homes are. I will never question how much money you spend on stuff. I will never question on what you do for work to purchase the stuff. I do want to know, how would you have so much room in your home? Because God knows I don't. Yeah, Aaron, I will. I know you will. And again, I understand like army building stuff because a lot of people go outside and they do stuff like that. And Black Genghis says a Night Raven true scale to SR-71 at 1/18th would be larger than the vintage. You're absolutely right. Same with the Sky Striker, right? The F-14 would actually be bigger than that too. They just can't do it. I mean, yes, they could. I like to choose my words properly because people will be like, you said it's not possible, and they did it. I know if Hooded Cobra Commander ever comes out, there will be everyone showing up 5 years later, 6 years later, 7 years later, after I did that video that we're not getting Hooded Cobra Commander going. See, you didn't know what you were talking about. And, just like Viper Island, he says, hey, I hear we're getting this figure. Well, eventually we're getting all the goddamn fucking figures. So I've already told people I'm going to read that Robert Bellamy book, and I'm just going to say, oh, yeah, rumor is we're getting this figure, this figure, this figure, this figure. And then when we get it, I'll say, oh, yeah, I did a prediction, and I said we were going to get that. Look back at this because I just read through every single one. Basically, an evil Glenda, like the Super 7 made from the cartoon series, female Cobra. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we're looking at. You know what it should be? A Night Raven. Hey, it's better than Hooded Cobra Commander talk. See, okay, so where Viper Scout says, I think a blue Wild Weasel repaint as a gunner with a different head as the first tier. Okay, so something like that I could fully see. Yeah, using the flight suit, different color, as long as you have a different head, as long as it's not that Wild Weasel, yeah, because he's a character. He's not a pilot. Strato Vipers, they're pilots, right? But I can fully see them doing a Strato Viper, putting it in this, even maybe a different color one, so then they can give you the retro one later on down the road. But the Baroness is a really good call out. I think it's something that I didn't think about. And don't get me wrong, in G.I. Joe lore, they all can fly Dragonflies. They all can fly F-14 Tomcats. They all can drive Maulers. They're all tank commanders. You know, they all fly Rattlers. They can all jump in, you know, any helicopter and fly it. And they can also parachute out of helicopters. Let's talk about what a bad idea that would be, right? Oh. And then for the last one, or maybe not even for the last one, but one of the tiers, I fully believe will be a grounds crewman. They gave it to us in the Haslab Sky Striker. In the Dragonfly, they went back. They gave us a Night Force Ripcord, so we know Ripcord is coming. So they're showing something. Now, back to what Liquid Identity said, I did not even think about having a roll-up ladder. That would be awesome. That is something that, honestly, God, they need, because you do want to be able to get out. Now, how do we get out of the Dragonfly? I don't know. They just jump out. But I just think for shots and everything like that is going to be absolutely awesome. Yeah. Viper Island just waiting for the Rattler so he can say he called it. I know. But you know what? Chad also talked about it. There have been other people that have mentioned it before. And to be honest, until the Transformer guy, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name, until he wore that shirt, I was like, yeah, I just don't see it happening. I'm still hoping that it's something with Iron Grenadier. That seems to make more sense. But once you do this, I understand A-10s they're not jets per se. They're not fighter jets. We're not getting a Sky Striker. And in real life, even the shitty F-14 of what it is today, you know, would completely annihilate in a firefight an A-10. All right? As much as I love the Warthog, they'd never see it coming. It's too fast. It dropped missiles right on it. They'd never even see it coming. Again, before anyone says anything, those things are two different things. One was air support, air superiority, and a bomber. One is specifically for ground troops to protect them and also to destroy every single tank in its path. One just doesn't wear a Rattler shirt on Hasbro live stream without purpose. You're right. And they did that with the Hiss tank. And that's where it all goes. If they were just wearing like different shirts, no one would think anything about it. If there was some sort of Rattler Transformer combo that had come out, you're not thinking anything about it. There hasn't been. There's a lot of talk. He talks about a lot of power, right? You need a lot of power to lift the Rattler up. It has a lot of firepower on it, right? The thing has 14 missiles. Well, technically mine has 13 missiles because one dropped on the floor. I don't know where it's at. I don't know how I lose it. It's literally somewhere in a range of 5 feet. I know someone's gonna say that's real far. That's real far for you. But I really think that's something that we're gonna get. You really got to start looking outside of the box when it comes to the tiers and the figures. Glenda was a perfect tier. Now, I know everyone said that's Hasbro. They're pushing their agenda. All Emily, all she wants to do is push a female agenda, except for Glenda has been around for many, 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 many years, right? Since the beginning in Argentina. That's what you want in a Haslab. I didn't even think about the Baroness. I know Matthew brought up the Baroness, Pilot Baroness. There's a couple other people that also brought it up. I think Raven, we've already seen Raven being done by Super 7. So she's already out there. They don't lean in too heavy into the cartoon. It feels like at times they want to, but then they don't. And I'm okay with that because I don't want cartoon figures, right? But to do something like that and then give her a helmet so she can just be a regular Strato Viper, right? And then again, maybe they're just going to drop Strato Vipers later on. So if you did army build these, you can buy them to put in the Rattler. I know the moment he comes out, people are going to go like, he's useless to have with Honor. Night Raven. The same way they said about, Copperhead. If he doesn't have a water moccasin, what's the use of having him? I don't know. Why do I want a Luke X-Wing? Right? I don't have an X-Wing to go with it. Fucking morons. Anyway, Mr. Madga says, do you think we'll get the new Haslab announcement before we get the Dragonfly unboxing? No. I believe they've been talking about it. They have been getting different samples. I think they want to do that at the end of the month. That's kind of what they hinted at, or right at the beginning of the month. I think it'd be in real bad form to do. I don't have a huge issue with it because it's Hasbro. We know we're going to get it, but it is something that we paid for, and we should see some sort of stuff that's coming up. I know Emily had talked about, hey, we've been really busy and it just hasn't been on our mind, but we should. I agree with that, but that's not a real good excuse because people spend a lot of money on this stuff. We've waited a long time. You guys are getting stuff. And again, more figures, I understand, but it doesn't take that long to create a video. I know I create video. All right, and they have a whole production right there that they can do something like that. Give us Pulse, Honolulu, the Viper, Mara. Yeah, there's a lot that they can do, and I don't think that this line is going anywhere, man. I will say it again. Hasbro did not want this line to succeed. I don't know why. It's all profit. But it's a military line. It doesn't really fit in with their stands. Lenny even made comments about depending on where their stance is. That's kind of where weapons are sometimes decided. But it's an unfortunate thing how it feels like it. But I don't think they have a choice now. They have proven that this is just a moneymaker for them. People buying it in droves. I mean, before we had Viper Island saying that this line is dead. People have dropped out of it. Nobody wants it anymore. And now he's saying like, oh my God, like this line is bigger than ever. Like you're a fucking idiot, man. You just say whatever the fuck you think someone will want to hear. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that fucking, listen to it. Punk, what is your prediction for the Cat's Lair? Will we get it in 2024? Well, it's Super 7. So the answer is no. It might come around the same time that we get the Dawn of the Crimson Moon. I won't be getting it because I didn't back it. The Super 7 do updates? Like that's something you should do an update on. You know, you should give updates on where this cat's lair is. You spent $550 plus $100. I mean, that thing was $650, right? Like you weren't. Or was it more? Did it come out to be $750 in the end, or was that Eternia? Either way, like you need to be giving updates. That's been my biggest issue with a lot of these Kickstarters. I think Skeletron of all the smaller ones have done the best job. Where again, Call Sign Longbow and Operation Recall. I'm sorry, I don't feel like you guys give proper updates, especially Call Sign Longbow. Every time I get a fucking email from you, it's more shit I have to fucking read through. When am I going to get a fucking figure? Anyway, but that's my feeling on the G.I. Joe Haslab. It's, you know, there's a lot of different things that it possibly could be. Well, it's done. It's not like they're still designing it. It's done. It's ready to go. It was supposed to be released this month. I think everyone knows this. Black Angus says people will buy a quarter Terradrome for displays, and plenty of us would buy 4 of those. Well, yeah, I said that I thought they should do a half Terradrome, so you can put it against your wall for classified. Again, this was my idea. You do half a Terradrome. It pushes against your wall. It comes with a fire bat. So then it can open up. You can push it against your wall to save space, right? But if you buy 2 of them, they can connect together. You have 4 guns. Now you're going to have 2 fire bats, but you're also going to have it so once it opens up, the fire bat can actually fit down. Like, that would be awesome. Let's say it's $400 or $500. If someone wants to spend $1,000 on 2 of them, awesome. Good for you. I don't know where you're going to put space, but that would be awesome. But yeah, like, no, you're absolutely right. But imagine if you just have a half one, you can push it against the wall on a stand. It's going to look awesome. You're going to have the doors. But then you just make it so you have 2, and then you can, boom, put it together. Yes, it comes with half a fire bat. I was trying to be nice and give you a full fire bat with only a half Terradrome, all right? That would be pretty funny, though. Like, you just have the fire bat, like, it's half of it, so it's just like, you can mount it to the wall like it's coming out of where I'm talking about. Yeah, okay, so someone else brought that up, yes. The fire bat also have the same sigil as on it because of the Cobra Air Force. But the issue is there hasn't been any talk about a fire bat in general. And it's definitely not big enough to be a Haslab. So, I mean, if there was talk that, hey, you know, like there is rumors that a fire bat is coming. All right, but there hasn't been. So that shirt says so much. All right, so Golden Arm 17 says, give me the killer whale with cutter. They should also do the water moccasin. Now, I believe the water moccasin will probably get done as a non-Haslab. Here's what I have to say about a whale. My buddy 3D printed one. It's large. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be. I'll say that right now. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but it's large. That would be $500, at least $500. This is why I think a whale, and I mentioned this before, so if you've heard it before, just bear with me. This is why I think a whale could work. A whale would also be a display. When you look at the His tank, it holds 3 figures. Now you can have other figures on it if you want. You look at the Vamp, it holds 2 characters. Yeah, you could put more on it. But when you look at the whale, it's a carrier inside of it. It has 2 gun turrets for 2 people. It has space for 2 figures, which if it's classified, they even make it so you can have a little bit more. And then you have the whole, like I said, the whole piece that opens up. You got the little bike on the back. You got the little sled. So you could house probably 10 fucking figures in it. If you look at my displays and I look at how much space that takes up, it's about what I'm filling up as it is. So you could do something like that because it doesn't take up a lot of space. Same with the Moray. A Sky Striker is going to hold 2 characters, and it would be bigger than that. So it's little things like that that you could look at and be like, yes, this works. And it's not as large as I thought it was going to be. It's large. I'm not going to lie. My buddy's 3D printed one is very large, but not really as big as like when you think about it, how big it's going to be. But just because it has the potential to hold so many characters, you're using it as a display. So I think that would work awesome. Hasbro's not that long ago did a 1/18 scale vehicle that was online only and kind of worked the E-Wing. Moray, since we had land, air, and lamprey. I don't think the Moray is iconic enough, in my personal opinion. I think that people would want a whale and then the water moccasin, just personally. So, and KJ says, I would love to get a Haslab tank with swappable turrets, Wolverine, Mobat, Slugger, but I don't see it happening. I don't see that either. That is something like Ramen Toys is going to do. Although a Slugger really wouldn't work because a Slugger has wheels, not treads, but I understand what you're saying. All right, that's 3.5 hours. I don't think someone wants to go out. My neck is hurting from leaning over. My mouth is dry from talking. Thank you guys all for sticking around. You guys are awesome. Again, this every Monday night, the fact that so many of you are still hanging on, 76 of you. I want to say it again quickly, really quick here. Check out Legend Series. Go over there and give him a subscribe. I had a lot of fun doing his show last Friday. If you want to know more about me, please go check it out. Ed, if you are still here, I haven't seen Ed in a little while. Maybe I'll just go search for it myself because I got to do everything myself. What kind of mods do I have? Hold on. Let me find this really quick. Action Figs. Oh, I should go over here. This is awesome that you guys still stick around for all of this. 74 of you right now going, what the hell is going on here? I hate when I can't find people. And you think I should be able to find my moderator pretty damn quickly. But he has a weird name. Oops. But I want to promote his show because I will be on there tomorrow. Of course, I'm not finding it. There we go. Hold on. Thank you guys for sticking around because this is amazing. There we go. Action Figs. So that's the show for tomorrow, I'm assuming. Thank you very much, Ed. Tune in tomorrow, please. It's going to be a lot of fun. And what do I have? Oh, I got to get to this really quick.
Welcome to the Creamery.
And thank you, Liquid Identity, for becoming a YouTube member. You are now part of the Creamery, which some people don't want me to call them part of the Creamery, but I'm sorry. 3-star wants, what the hell? You know what? I absolutely love this. You asked for it. There you go. I really don't do this, but you have been really good in here. Shoot on over there. What the hell was that? Was there like a bobcat attacking someone? Or what the hell was that noise?
Jesus Christ, what was that?
So sounded like a bobcat attacking. I normally don't do this, especially to someone who just jumped in, but he's been so good. Go check out his YouTube channel and give him a subscribe.
Yes. Yeah, dude, his videos are actually pretty cool. I like his videos. He's asking questions back to the community to get them to kind of guide where he wants to go with what he wants to review and stuff. He's been making some good videos.
Okay, what was the noise? What was the fucking noise? Because that sounds
Yeah,
like
nobody's gonna fess up. What was that?
I think it was usual Mike. He's the only one that has little people running around him. He's the only one with people around him.
He looked a little suspicious.
I didn't see nothing.
that sounded like a bobcat outside my house does.
He might just always look suspicious now that I'm looking at him a little
We don't have bobcats. Was it you?
All right, so I gotta say, Mike does not help because he's. If you watch the whole video, unfortunately, shorts only let you clip that little bit. He's like, but that was the bobcat attack. If you totally missed it, I absolutely love that fucking. I would play that for 3 hours. It's just so damn awesome. PNC, I don't think I even brought you up. I do apologize. Aaron says the creamery is getting thick. Listen, what can I say?
Welcome to the creamery.
You guys love that. It's awesome. All right. And we all have toy crustaceans to thank for that. Here, you want come up and say hi to everyone. Come on. Come say hi. Come on. There you go. Look right there. Say hi. Oh, look at that. Hi. I know. What do you want? You want to go outside? I know. Well, give me a second. Yeah, give me a second. I'll do it. All right. I'll give you a second. All right. Just sit right there. All right. Be quiet. I can't pet you with that. All right. All right, guys. Thank you. Please tune in tomorrow when I am on Action Figs with Ed and Travis, not Travis Moody, but the other Travis, Mr. Wonderful. And then this Thursday with KJ, Black Genghis for Thursday with a friend. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then we're on the road to Joe Fest. 1 week until we're there. We're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to do. Anyway, you guys all have a wonderful night. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and thank you all for staying. Good night.
But the story